Dominating your fantasy league? Prove it.
Shaping up to be a great game between these two teams. There's no telling what might happen.
Enhance the game with 3 easy steps. Predict, compete, and win. Start now and play your first $20 risk-free. Only on WINVIEW.
Dog, like I'm in a big leagues. Yeah, told him I'ma hit it out the stands. I deserve another 100 bands. I deserve another 100 fans. Told them this was always in the plans. I just did it cause they said I can. Blowing euros when I'm down in France. Labels asking how I build a brand. Told them put a check up in my hands. Still got time, no cap. Made a few checks, but they all in the rest. Had a few friends, but they suck in the past. I don't even trip when I'm thinking about that. Hopped in the whip and we all in black. Shawty wanna ride till I hop in the back. 0 to 100, seen the rev on the dash. They ain't catching up, dog, I'm moving too fast. I'm in the big leagues. Told them don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in a big league.
Welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphins fans. Home of the real Miami Dolphins fans. Home of the real Dolphin fans. Welcome to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Dolphin fans. Real. The theme of tonight is real. Put it in the comment section. Real. For those who can't spell it, REAL. For those who are delusional and want to maintain their denial, put REEL. I don't care. All I'm saying is tonight, put real in the comment section. The reason why the word tonight is real, because I've been telling y'all all this time that you've been lied to by all these fakes out here. All these fakes, they ain't real. They ain't real. They out here telling you what you want to hear for clicks. They out here telling you what you want to hear for clicks. I'm sorry that we keep it real over here. And the realer we get over here, the more they hate on us. You know why? Because they keep lying to you. We're about to start this show. Y'all hit that freaking like button on your way in. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. Because I ain't happy. I'm not happy for multiple reasons. Where my pen? Let me get my pen. Y'all, I got to go get a sheet of paper. Nope. You know what? Let me grab me a sheet of paper. Because I got a hit list. I got to write down my hit list. Number 1, YouTubers. Number 2, haters. Number 3, Tua Tagovailoa. And number 4, fake fans. It's my hit list. Number 1, YouTubers. That's right. Come for me all you want. I'm right here. Pull up. Pull up. Why am I calling out YouTubers? Because they've been lying to you. I started this freaking channel because the national media always lie to us. They always lie to us. They don't know nothing about us. They don't know our real issues. They don't even watch our games. And I started this platform because of that. And since day one, I've always kept it real. But ever since I kept it real, it has allowed all type of platforms to spring up. Not because they sprung up on their own. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's because of TDPHINSTALK, they sprung up. And I ain't saying that in a cocky way. It's just the truth. But the sad part about it is many of them didn't take the essence of what this channel is, and that's keeping it real. That's keeping it real. See, keeping it real may not always be the favorable thing to do. Keeping it real gets nasty. It loses you subscribers because some people love to be lied to. And when you tell them the truth, they don't like to subscribe to that. See, when keeping it real, actually, it hurts you when you keep it real. But I pride myself on not selling out in the first place by keeping it 1,000 at all times. You could disagree with my 1,000, but what do I always say? Time always tell. And you know what? It sure told you something today. It sure told you something today. It sure told you something today. Now, for the record, when I say I'm calling out YouTubers and people on platforms, let me be clear. I'm not calling out the individuals themselves because ain't nothing personal over here. I'm not calling out any individuals. I'm calling out the narrative because that's what it's about. That's what the healthy debate is. It's the narrative that's been driven out here. So let's get this straight now. We ain't having no hate sessions over here, no drama. I ain't calling out no individuals. This ain't about a person. This is about the narratives, the false narratives that I continue to prove mine to be true and real. Straight up. And let's dive into some of those narratives. One of the main narratives that I can't stand that I keep hearing by certain individuals. Flores this, Flores that. It's Flores. It's Flores. It's Flores. It's Flores. Without Flores, you don't go 1-7 and even make it 7 games in a row. Our issues are not Brian Flores. Flores this, like these personal attacks on Flores. All to write narratives. Flores is getting out coached. Flores is the problem. He needs to get fired. Sick of people coming at our coach. Our coach has done an exceptional job. He just ain't got the full roster that he needs to compete yet. Because if you ask me, he's overachieved. Yet again. Is he supposed to be perfect? No. He has his flaws. But y'all, it is such a shame to hear people say that Flores needs to lose his job and he's the reason for everything just so that they can keep their new narrative about one person. But we going to get on that person. I ain't there yet. He going to get his whole segment. This other narrative, offensive line, receivers, coordinators. It's always an excuse. It's always an excuse. Has anybody stopped for a second to ask yourself, maybe I'm wrong? Maybe I'm just wrong? It's always something. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't stand that mess. Everybody on this team is a Miami Dolphin, but y'all seem to only care about one person being talked about negatively. But it's okay to talk about everybody else negatively. Not going to happen on my watch. We going to call it where it belongs. We going to point the blame where it belongs. And to all my haters, from this point forward, it's simple. You just get blocked. I ain't arguing with illiterate people anymore. I ain't arguing with illiterate people anymore. And you know why I call them illiterate? Because there ain't nothing wrong with disagreeing with me. But the disrespect and the comments that you make that I just ignore, the hateful comments because I got you all in your feelings, I ain't even going to entertain you no more. You're getting blocked. Ain't nobody playing with y'all no more. Because I always told y'all, and you know why I never blocked y'all in the first place for going so hard at me, calling me stupid, and this idiot's take, he don't know what he talking about, Tua gonna prove me wrong every week. You know why I never blocked you? Because you said you were a Dolphin fan, and I just always knew that time would tell, and maybe, just maybe, you'll come on the side of truth. You'll come on the side of keeping it real. But after what I've heard over the last 4 hours, the excuse making, the disgusting excuse making. Oh, embarrassing excuse making. I'm done with it. I'm not arguing with you anymore. You just get blocked. You're not welcome here anymore. You're not. You're not. If you can't be fair and honest, I ain't going to debate it with you anymore. The only reason I debated it in the past because you were a Dolphin fan and there was still hope for you. Ain't no hope for you anymore. After today, the excuses I heard, ain't no hope for you anymore. Number 3. Tua Tagovailoa. Number 3, Tua Tagovailoa. Y'all don't understand the internal fight that I'm having right now sitting here. Y'all just don't understand. I'm going to say everything I need to say as calm as possible. Maybe that'll help me out. Tua Tagovailoa played like trash today. Tua Tagovailoa isn't trash. I know on game days like today, I'll call him trash, but he's not trash. He just ain't no franchise quarterback. Tua's best will be good. And good ain't no franchise quarterback. Tua has too many deficiencies and issues playing football. This special once-in-a-lifetime talent that everybody talked about was a lie. I told y'all this from day one pre-draft. I see a guy in college throwing to wide open receivers with 48 seconds to throw the ball. And even then, he wasn't accurate. Receivers had to wait on balls. Receivers had to reach backwards to catch him. Luckily, he had some of the best players in college football that could make all those plays. Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL has proven 2 years in. I don't want to hear he only had 1 year. You got hurt. That's your business. First of all, that's number one. Oh, see, calm down, TD. Say everything you need to say as calm as possible. First of all, you always getting hurt. You can't even rely on this man. But we need to give him more time. Second off, the man can't read a defense to save his life. Third, he can't read all 3 levels of the field. Fourth, He is an RPO-based quarterback at best, which some of y'all need to realize, just like the Wildcat, RPO is a gimmick offense in the NFL. Facts. Tua Tagovailoa is not accurate. Like they keep lying to y'all because you see a high completion percentage. How can one game drop you from number 1 to number 6? If that. We need to see after today. And every completion this man had today was just about off target. Receivers had to adjust and make a heck of a play. And it ain't just today. It happens very often. Tua Tagovailoa is clumsy with the football. Tua Tagovailoa does not take care of the ball when it comes to turnovers. He has just been as lucky as can be. He should have had 3 picks today. Tell me I'm lying. Tennessee players dropping picks all over the place. Last year, everybody was dropping his interceptions. Before this game, Tua had fumbled 6 times, and we didn't lose one of them. Today, he fumbled 2 or 3 times. I don't even know. And we finally lost one. He ain't careful with the ball. They just drop interceptions of his. Tua Tagovailoa officially has a weak arm, ladies and gentlemen. Weak arm. A weak arm. Weak arm. Trash weak arm. He does, period. I don't care that he float 1 out of every 20 up in this for 40 yards. A weak arm. Tua Tagovailoa cannot make all the throws in the NFL that a really good quarterback or an elite quarterback can make. He can't. Just can't. Today, he showed you he couldn't even make the basic throws. 5-yard outs and this man was 3 yards short. Bootlegs and he 4 yards behind the receiver. And another thing I need y'all to think about. Y'all need to remember my analysis last year of Tua Tagovailoa. I said this last year. I said, y'all, I'm concerned about his arm because it got weak on him at the end of the season last year. Y'all remember I said that? I said, we got to see if he has that endurance in his arm to last the whole season. Because last year I said it got weak on him in like the last 4 weeks of the season year. And we said, we don't know if that's the case, but we got to keep an eye on it. I said that earlier this season too, but he got hurt and we forgot about it. But if you really look at the last 3 weeks, that arm looked like it's getting weaker and weaker to the point to where he's overcompensating and undercompensating. Something wrong with my arm. I need to put more into it. It ain't been the same. You overthrow. I need to take a little off. You way underthrow. Y'all watch the same game I watched tonight. The same game I watched today. Terrible. I mean, some of these throws were just basic textbook he was making 4 weeks ago and over, missing them today. Brian Gonzalez, man, get out of here, man. You ain't finna keep on spamming the comment section. You can disagree all you want. But you ain't gonna spam the comment section with it. I ain't got time for y'all today. I ain't got time for it. Tua Tagovailoa has done nothing but lost the biggest games in his entire football career. Outside of a one pass for a touchdown. Do y'all even know that was the first time he's thrown over a 40-yard pass to Waddle since college? And another thing, he better not screw up Waddle's record next week. He better complete that ball 4 times to him. I know that much. He better not screw up Waddle's record next week. He better not. Waddle needed 6, and he going to get him 3 today. People at the game telling me, bro, I went to the game. Waddle was wide open all day. I got to wait for the all 22 to see. You need something? What's up? Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Stealing all my hidden juice. My bad, y'all. Simeon Watson said Waddle was open. I was at the game. We'll see on the all 22. All this man hasn't done anything, man. Outside of that one national championship where he didn't even play the whole game, he ain't did nothing but lost on the biggest stage in college football. And he comes to the NFL and we play Buffalo and he flakes out and has a horrible game. Now we in a must-win situation finally against a team that is finally a comparable team, and we put up 3 points. Now, mind you, y'all need to go back and look at how we got them 3 points too. Thank you, Duke Johnson. Thank you, Duke Johnson. Flakes on us again. And I'm calling everybody out next week. I don't care if you have 800 yards and 60 touchdowns and 0 picks. New England in the playoffs now because of Tua. New England in the playoffs, they don't even need to play nobody because they ain't going to be the 1 seed. So they don't need to prove nothing. They not coming out to play hard. We about to have a flaky New England. This man had a major hip surgery, and it was very irresponsible for the Miami Dolphins to draft him. But you know what? I know, based off of the people I know and who I've talked to, and I've been telling y'all this, and y'all don't want to listen to me. We were never going to draft him in the first place because we were going after a specific quarterback all the way back then. I tried to tell y'all this, and you didn't listen. We did everything in our power the week before the draft to trade for Deshaun Watson 2 years ago. Y'all think that this just started last year. You're wrong. And Houston said, absolutely not. We're keeping our quarterback. Then they got desperate and tried to trade the farm for Burrow. Cincinnati said, absolutely not. He just put up 1,000 yards in 2 weeks. That's why they said no. Then we went after Teddy Bridgewater, all kind of little players after that, and couldn't get them. And we go into the draft, and shame on Chris Grier, because the truth is he didn't have a contingency plan. He didn't have a contingency plan. He went into that draft unprepared, and that's the truth. In the first round, he went into that draft unprepared. Chris Grier got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, thinking that he was going to solidify a deal and didn't get the deal done. And now he looking boo-boo in the face like, well, we got to draft somebody. Everybody's raving about Tua. We couldn't get who we want, so let's give him the fan favorite. Let's give him the fan favorite. And then when it got Austin Jackson after that and Noah Igbenogany, I've been telling y'all we weren't prepared in that draft because we were trying to get Watson all the way back then. And y'all don't want to listen. Shame on you. Your loss. Now look at you. But I got to give Chris Grier credit. Because despite that being the situation, he came back the following year and said, we got to figure out a way to put ourselves right back in contention. Let's trade the number 3 pick. Let's go to 12, go back to 6, pick up another first and a second rounder. Now we still got the capital to move heaven and earth if we need to. He just backloaded them draft picks and flipped them. So I got to give him credit for that. So that he could put us in a position so that when we found out what we know now, we still got the assets to get it done. Because I want y'all to think about this. And the sad part about it is some of y'all wish that this was the case, what I'm about to say. Imagine if we didn't trade out of number 3 and we didn't pick up that extra first and that extra second round pick. We'd be sitting here just like every other regular team with 1 first and 1 second and not enough assets to get a high-profile quarterback next offseason. So I got to give Greer credit for still pursuing what he was pursuing in the first place, one way or the other, to make this team better. Tua got too many deficiencies, and y'all want to sit here and talk about, well, he needs time to grow and develop. I'm all for Tua Tagovailoa growing and developing. If you're going to put him in a pro-style system from day one, he would have been better off today. But they didn't do that. And now it's time to talk about why they didn't do that. The reason why they didn't put him in a pro-style offense from day one so that he could develop properly is because they didn't even believe in him. They went into training camp with Ryan Fitzpatrick and they learned all they needed to learn right then and there. Tua ain't it. We finna pull Fitz and show the world that he ain't it. And you saw it last year, he came up small. Came up small every chance he got. And we rave about, oh, look what he did to Arizona when they played zone the whole game. Then he come out and give the biggest stinker of all time versus Denver and followed it up with the Raiders. Then Fitz come in the game in like 5 minutes and win it. The writing been on the wall the whole time. This coaching staff and this front office don't believe in Tua. They love him as a person. They love him as a kid. And they're happy if they have to develop him to keep going forward to try. But they don't believe in him. They don't believe he's a big enough player to get it done. They know they need a playmaker at that position. Y'all watch the game. I had 2 people tell me tonight, and I can't even believe I missed this. And y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because y'all watch the game with the volume on. I don't. I commentate the game. But I had 2 people tell me tonight. TD, did you hear what the sideline reporter said? I said, no. What did they say? The Titans and Mike Vrabel, their game plan was to take Tua out of the RPO. If he went in it, they were going to shut it all down and take him out of the RPO and force him to play a pro-style offense to beat him. When another team's game plan is that, you need to start listening to TD. I've been telling y'all that all season. TD, you can't ignore the fact that you've seen improvement in Tua. Come on, bro. You at least seen improvement. I've been telling y'all the whole time, it's not improvement if they only put you in positions that I've been telling y'all this the whole time. I said this is the same Tua as last year. We ran RPO 40% of the time last year, and he was deadly in it. And we ran a pro-style offense 60% of the time, and he was trash in it. And that's why he came up around the 60% range. He was like 90% in the RPO last year, and he was like 50% in the pro style. And he always averaged out around 60 to 65%. And this year they run about 60% RPO, and he running it at about 80%, and they run about freaking 40%. Well, I got to be honest. They run about 30% pro style and 10% wildcat, if you really want to be honest. And it's the same numbers, but you got more of what you did well, and now he getting a higher completion percentage, and y'all call that improvement. And I've been telling y'all for weeks, wait till we run into a team that's going to force him to be in a pro style. I want to see him get that 80% completion. I want to see him get 70. Hell, I want to see him get 60. He didn't even get 50 today. He didn't even get 50% today. Wasn't even 50% completion. And the way that we run the RPO, half of his passes are behind the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of scrimmage to 3 yards. A lot of tight ends for 2 yards, and they running against zone, running up the field for the first. A lot of behind the line of scrimmage, jet sweeps. Once every 2 weeks, you might see a wheel route open. Slants underneath, coming around that wheel route. It's the most basic trash elementary offense. And y'all think that's the offensive coordinators that's the reason? Yeah, they the reason, but it's because of Tua. This goes all the way back to Chan Gailey. That man was trying to tell y'all, and all y'all did is crucify Chan Gailey. All y'all did is crucify Chan Gailey, and he was trying to tell y'all last year. Yeah, there's 2 different playbooks with Fitz and Tua. That's what Chan Gailey told y'all. And he also told y'all, I got to give Tua what he knows. I know he'll get there. It's a matter of when. Chan Gailey's own words, not mine. Chan Gailey said, I know he'll get there. I believe in him, but it's a matter of when. When? When will he get there? Chan Gailey was telling y'all this the whole time. And we opened up the season this year, and the 2 OCs, when you ask them what's the biggest thing you want to see in Tua, they said the retention of the playbook. Man can't even retain all the plays. Tell y'all another thing. Tua still don't know the whole playbook. I bet you, and this ain't no, I don't know. Listen, I'm telling y'all in my opinion. That don't mean it's 100% true. He still don't know the whole playbook. You know why? Because they ain't give him the whole playbook. They know they ain't finna give him more than he can handle. They gave him the whole RPO playbook, and they give him packages out of the playbook every week. Well, we're going to run these 3 packages. Make sure you learn these. Make sure you lock these in. That man ain't got no full book and got it to his display. It's clear as day. Did you get one audible in the game today, ladies and gentlemen? Just one. Did you get one audible today? Did you get one audible today? I saw Tannehill audible about 11 times, and I know he been a pro for 10 years now. But come on, man. I bet you I can go turn on that Joe Burrow film, and I got him with some checks and alerts and some audibles. I done seen Herbert do it plenty of times, so I ain't got to check him. Man don't know the playbook. He know packages. He know installs. And he probably don't even remember them because when he run the pro-style offense with the packages and installs, he trash at it so they don't come back to it. They don't even come back to it. This man showed up so small today. God, like I could see the tough ones, the contested ones, okay. But all them wide open, come on, man. All them little easy ones that he had right there to his disposal. Even the sack when the pocket was collapsing, he had Waddle and Hollins wide open right away. And guess what? Tua Tagovailoa gave us a little revelation in his press conference today. He gave us a little reservation. See, I told myself I'm not even going to bring it up because they're going to deny it. I've been thinking during the game. I said it one time during the game, but I stayed away from it. I said, when they hike that ball, I'm seeing a lot of guys deep crossing routes, deep seam routes, deep goal routes, posts. I'm like, ooh, we really running a pro-style offense. Not only is it pro-style, but we are really opening it up. And oh my gosh, the O-line is playing at least comparable enough to give them time on these plays. I said, this is what it looks like when you open up the playbook. And I said, I ain't going to say it because they're going to be like, they're not opening it up. Tua said it in his press conference after the game. Our game plan was to stretch the field and take shots today and go deeper. That was the plan today. So they opened it up, ladies and gentlemen, just like I thought. And I've been telling y'all week after week after week, after y'all keep on crying about they need to open it up and just let Tua go. He's elite. If they just open it up, you'll see that. And I keep telling y'all, if they open it up, he gonna get embarrassed. I've been telling y'all that every single week. If they open it up, he gonna embarrass himself. You better let these coaches coach. You better let them put him in that RPO dink and dunk, because at least we keeping his trade value worth something. Because the moment they open it up, he going to embarrass himself and lose all trade value. And sure enough today. And I'm going to be honest with you. I will say this to take a little pressure off of Tua. I ain't going to lie. A part of me feel like they set him up today. A part of me feel like they know the Titans defense and we about to open it up and we about to make the biggest point of all time so nobody be complaining in the offseason. Deep down, a part of me feel like they opened it up and they didn't really want to close it much, because a part of me feel like they wanted you to see Tua Tagovailoa in an open up situation. A part of me. Don't mean that's true, but I'm just saying. And on top of it, it's funny that around the third quarter, they went away from the pro style and they tried to go back into RPO. And Tennessee said, "Nuh-uh, get your behind right back in that pro style." They came right up in them boxes. Everything he threw, they crashed on and tackled the guys right away. That's why you kept having them 1 yard catches. That's why you kept having them 1 yard and 2 yard catches. Soon as the guy caught the ball, tackle right away. That's why all those little slants and stuff was bang, bang, knocked out their hands. Because Tennessee, they the team right there that will eat your RPO alive. In their freaking game plan, the reporter on the sideline said Vrabel told her the game plan was to take Tua out of the RPO by shutting it down and making him beat them pro style, and they'll win the game. And sure enough, that's what they did. And I've been telling y'all that every single freaking week. You take him out of this and you put him in a pro style. And I told y'all at some point he's going to have to, because you're going to run into the right team that will neutralize your RPO. Will neutralize it. And the only teams that'll neutralize it are playoff teams. That's why all them other teams bums. Because they come into every game, we going to play our defense the way we play our defense. And we eat them up every week. That's why they trash teams. That's why the elite teams come in every week with the game plan to shut down what you do best. Those are playoff teams, ladies and gentlemen. Can someone tell me the playoff team that we played in the last 8 weeks that we beat? Please, I'll wait. Can somebody tell me the playoff team that we beat in the last 8 weeks? You might get me with one. I doubt it, though. Can somebody please tell me the playoff team we beat in the last 8 weeks? Nah, Ravens ain't in no playoffs. They still hopeful. And we the ones gave them hope. We the ones gave them hope. And you talk about the Ravens that got the worst secondary in the NFL. Worst in the NFL. Everybody lit up the Ravens this year. Almost every secondary lit them up. It's embarrassing, man. I don't want to hear no Saints. You talk about the COVID-riddled Saints. 20 players gone. And by the way, another secondary that's trash. It's ridiculous, man. We ain't did nothing. It's time for y'all to stop freaking lying to yourself. I've been telling y'all the truth all this time and y'all ain't like it. You got mad at me. It's time for you to hear the freaking truth. Stop listening to these people that's trying to make a reputation and go with the masses just because it sells. And I'm still mad, man, because I can't get off of these people that's trying to ride this fire Flores train because they've been wrong the whole time. But let me say this to y'all. Let me say this to all these excuse makers for Tua Tagovailoa. You don't even think within yourself something's wrong when you got a different excuse every week? You don't think that there's something wrong when there's a different excuse every week? I can see if you kept the same excuse would make sense. All right, maybe you got an argument, but have you not noticed there's a different excuse every week? First is the receivers not getting separation and dropping balls. Then it's the O-line. Then it's the offensive coordinators are just horrible. Then the play calling. Then it's the defense. I ain't heard some of y'all say Tua one time. It's always a different excuse. Let's see how many all the excuses they got in rotation. O-line, Flores, Greer, OCs, play calling, lack of run game, receivers, healthy, right? That's 7 excuses. And they just put them on rotation. Yeah, refs was one of them today, right? And they just put them on rotation. Weather, weather. The weather was a new one today. The weather was... Oh, my gosh. The weather was an excuse today, but we were in a dome last week. So they couldn't use that one, right? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. That's about 8 excuses right there. Last year, it was Fitz. Fitz was having Tua have to fight for his position was Fitz. Let's get any more excuses. Watson. Don't forget Watson. That's 10 excuses we done heard. Gailey, 11. Oh, my gosh, y'all. We done heard 11 excuses. We done heard more excuses than horrible games he done had. Or maybe he has had 11 horrible games. I don't know. Josh Rosen. No, Josh Rosen don't count. Oh, my gosh. I know I've been missing on these super chats. I'm going to start reading some, man. We ran the ball well with Duke, and we stopped to force feed a false narrative. Tua had a chance to stop all the noise, and it just gotten worse overnight. Absolutely. But you know something? Let me say this about the run game. It was fool's gold, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody talk about, we were running the ball well. Why didn't we keep running? It was fool's gold. That's what Tennessee wanted you to think. I mean, don't get me wrong. They ain't try to give up them yards. But Tennessee would have clamped down on that run game eventually. They would have clamped down on that run game. Let's get that straight now. If we ran the ball more, it wouldn't have made no difference in the game because at some point Tua would have still had to make a play. At some point, he would have still had to make a play. Don't make no difference. Oh, we should have ran more. It was working. Why did we get away from it? You get 2 good runs from Duke Johnson, and all of a sudden, the run game working. Stop. Stop. Well, Duke averaged 7 yards a carry. Yeah, because them 2 runs alone, he averaged 25 on. He only ran the ball 5 more times. Go look at what he got in them other 5 attempts. Go look at what he got in those other 5 attempts. You got 2 big runs. And go look at them other attempts. Out of here with all these excuses. All these excuses. That man had 2 carries for like 45, 50 yards on them 2 carries. But he ran the ball. How many times he ran the ball? Like 7 times or something like that? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 7 divided by 50. That's why he had 7 yards of carry. The other runs, he ain't getting nothing. Let these lying narratives keep coming. At some point, Tua was going to have to make a play. And you know what? Mike Vrabel knew at the end of the day, we're going to take that RPO away. And you know what? I give Flores and them credit because he knew they were going to take that RPO away. So what did Flores do? He started the game and said, man, hey, man, this is where the big game. That's what, listen, I want y'all to hear me real well. Flores ain't no idiot. Flores ain't no idiot. Flores said, we know that they're going to take the RPO away. The way their defense is, they're the team built to take the RPO away. So we going to come out and we going to play a pro-style offense. Because why go out there and do something we know ain't going to work? And they tried in the third quarter to switch to the RPO because the pro-style wasn't working either. Tennessee said, get your behind back in that pro-style. We ain't letting you do none of this crap. You already knew that. But then the other team tells you, we going to take away all your RPO. If we going to lose this game, Tua Tagovailoa going to have to be the one to do it. Tua Tagovailoa is going to have to be the one to do it. And sure enough, he had an opportunity to do it. Because when you go see that film, you're going to see wide open guys all around. I'm sitting here in game field watching wide open people. And every time we watch the All-22, it's way more people open than we see. And I saw it real time in game film. And watching the game film, we saw it. And nobody can deny all these open people that Tua actually saw and threw it to with them terrible passes. And not to mention, when he did take deeper intermediate shots, I was like, oh, overthrowing it, sailing it high, off the fingertips. Y'all seen all them intermediate throws to the right side for like 20 yards that were just bad throws. When I say bad, they were bad. And I told y'all, it's the pass that he got to throw over the linebacker and under the safety. Over the corner and under the safety. Those the ones that he ain't great at. And what was happening today? He would overthrow towards the safety, which they were dropping picks, and then he would underthrow those same throws because remember the defenders was tipping them? He would try to fit it right in and the defender was batting it down underneath. That's Tua's issue. He can't execute those. He's not good. He don't know how to get them teardrops in like them elite quarterbacks, by the way. Somebody said drop the link for EM. He in here? EM in here? I've been waiting on him. I want to know what his thoughts are. Y'all let me know. Is EM in here? Did y'all see EM? Somebody said drop the link for him. I ain't seen him yet. Yes, he is. All right, EM. I'm finna drop the link. Listen, I ain't taking nobody else right now. I know some of y'all gonna probably come backstage. I want to hear his thoughts first before we even open it up to others. I gotta hear his thoughts. See what he gotta say on this. Because EM has been fair. He said he's gonna take it one game at a time. We've had a lot of heated debates, man. But I'll say this, he has been fair the last 2 to 3 weeks. Well, in my opinion, we've debated other games and stuff. But the last 2 weeks, he's called it what it was. I still don't see EM, though. Y'all say he in here. I just dropped the link for him. We'll see. We'll see. Let me read this super chat. Found out Mike Gesicki has hell of a arm, though. Yeah, man. When you got Mike Gesicki out there throwing balls, even Jacoby put one deep on the money to Waddle, man. Waddle got to come down with those. See, and let me tell you something. Those the shots, he said, give me 1 sec. All right, cool. Those the shots that an elite quarterback, not Jacoby, but elite quarterbacks, they're going to be taking the Waddle 2 times, 3 times a game. That shot Jacoby threw up the Waddle, they're going to be taking those shots 2 to 3 times a game, man. It's crazy. Listen, man, I see all y'all coming backstage. I told y'all, man, I'm going to bring people backstage later on, but right now I'm just dropping the link. Dropping the link for EM. Jacoby put that ball out there in stride. And let me tell you, I think it was like 6 inches too long. That's the difference sometimes in the NFL. It ain't easy, but it wasn't like, I know it looked like a perfect pass. I feel like it was like 6 inches too deep. We still got a chance. Don't get it twisted, TD. A chance for what? What are you talking about? We got a chance for what? What are you talking about? What's up, Ian, man? How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, man. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Y'all gonna have to bear with me a little bit. My throat is a little raspy right now because of the heated, spirited conversations I've had over the last 3 or 4 hours. But for the most
part,
you've been
arguing about this game, bro?
Oh yeah. So I'm just disappointed, bro. I really wanted this game, as we all did. I really wanted us to win out and hopefully be playing on wild card weekend. But I'm just disappointed on so many levels, man. And
what's your biggest level of disappointment?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, TD. I'm gonna be honest with the fan base, bro. Like I try to be the best of my ability. Tua Tagovailoa is my biggest disappointment. I just got to keep it a billion, and it's another opportunity for Tua to And again, I'm not assigning 100% of the blame to him for this loss. However, this is the nature of that position at this level. They get the lion's share of the blame when it's unfair, and they get the lion's share of the blame, and it's also unfair. But that's the nature of this position. And Tua, you can point the finger at him and distribute in this particular situation, the majority of the blame, bro. There was opportunity for Tua, going into this game to really cement himself and make that conversation that we all know was coming in the offseason, make that conversation extremely difficult. And he did not do it. Fell short yet again. And again, I'm not completely blaming Tua, but he just underwhelmed. He underwhelmed, and he's been underwhelming since we drafted him. Let's just be real, bro. And this is a trend now. Well, I've been telling y'all this. I didn't need to see this type of performance this week. I've been telling y'all going back to last year, and TD, you have to as well, in a large part, highlighting Tua's, his deficiencies at this stage of his development. He's a scheme-specific player. He's basically a one-dimensional player that can only perform at a competent level in a specific type of scheme. And that blew me away. I didn't hear that on the sideline reporter say that about what Mike Vrabel said. He said that. Yep. That's what
the reporter said. Yep. And I heard that from two people told me that. Two different people.
That is crazy, bro. And again, when we got on that win streak, Tua played well in that format, but I felt like I would caution them, please pump the brakes on trying to anoint him the franchise guy already when we've only seen him play well in one format. And again, if you're a undisputed, franchise type of quarterback, you got to be scheme diverse, bro. You have to be. And Tua at this point, he disappointed again today. And this is a trend on big games when Tua is on the big stage, going back to Alabama. Let's keep it a billion now. Now, I know this is going to make a lot of y'all uncomfortable. But you know what? By the way, real quick, for all those idiots, I couldn't read the comments because I was out in the truck streaming. So I didn't have my computer in front of me. So I didn't see all of those idiots that was on Finside the NFL Today coming at me. So I didn't have an opportunity to respond to them. But I want to respond to them right now real quick too, TD, not to get off topic. If you're going to sit here, we've got tape now. Again, I've been telling y'all this for the last, 6-7 weeks. The tape don't lie, right? We have a sample size. We've got more than enough of a sample size to really have a firm evaluation on Tua where he is right now. And for all you idiots that are just arguing just to be arguing because you're led by your feelings, because you're not a Dolphin fan. If you're going to sit here and try to argue with people, and don't take EM Dolphin fans' word for it, listen to the telecast early this morning on NFL Countdown when you heard Matt Hasselbeck break down Tua's game. basically reiterating the same thing I, as well as others in this community, that try to keep it as objective as possible, have been highlighting for I don't know how long, but you have chosen to ignore the most important part of the evaluation, which is always the film. And Tua has consistently put this inconsistent play on film.
What did he say?
Bro, he talked about, well, I'm paraphrasing, but he just basically said about, Tua is basically a scheme specific player, right? In this RPO format. He's, he basically said he's not a franchise guy until he can prove that he can play just as well in a different progression-based NFL type of format. That's basically what he said. And you heard Trent Green today on the telecast. I don't know if y'all was listening, but he was even referencing Tua's struggles in a drop-back traditional format. So not your EM Dolphin fan, not your TDs of the world, not other people that have tried to keep it objective. Well, I don't know if TD is completely objective because I think he still has an agenda.
Give me some slack, bro.
I think he still has an agenda, but it all goes back to Rosen,
my
agenda
is exposing the truth all this time.
I hear you. Fair enough. But at the end of the day, to these idiots that are just arguing just to be arguing, bro, you're not Dolphin fans. So I want to say to all of you idiots, all of y'all, not just today, but in the past, have tried to come at EM Dolphin fan for basically stating, and again, you're hearing NFL people coaches as well as players that have played the game. This is just not EM Dolphin fans' evaluation. You're hearing people confirm everything what I and as others have been saying, right? So I'm gonna say to all of you idiots, bro,
you're wrong.
When they trade to an offseason, go root for that team because we don't want you in this fan base. All of you idiots that want to be led by your feelings and just be emotionally invested in this player and not the team, when they trade him, get on that bus with him and get the hell out of town because we don't want y'all in this fan base. Sorry, TD, I apologize. But anyway, back to Tua. It's just disappointing on so many levels with me because we all know how I felt about Tua and, the person, obviously, and also the player pre-draft 2020. It's just disappointing to see him this underwhelming, especially relative to his draft counterparts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. It's just, at the end of the day, us as fans, bro, you can't deny what the tape is telling you. You cannot. If you're trying to do that, you're just arguing just to be arguing, and you're not Dolphin fan. Well, excuse me, you don't know how to watch film. Number one, and you're not Dolphin fans because you're just a Tua fan, and that's okay. But at least be honest about it. So at the end of the day, bro, moving forward, you saw today. Today was a perfect illustration as to why the Dolphins are intrigued with a player with the skill set of a Deshaun Watson, of a Joe Burrow, why they were so infatuated with him and willing to trade 4 first-round picks to move up and draft him number 1 overall, as well as Justin Herbert's of the world. You need a more dynamic player, that can make plays with his legs as well as his arm, consistently, from a mental standpoint, reading consistently all 3 levels, scheme diverse player. You need a player like that because if you look at the teams, the way the playoff landscape is shaping up, the better teams of the league have they have quarterbacks at that position that exhibit that skill set consistently, and we don't. And that's I'm not saying it again. I'm not 100% blaming Tua, but Tua is just underwhelming on so many levels at this stage of his development, bro. I don't know what else to say.
I'll say this. The reason why I respect your opinion on this, and this goes for Finsanity too, because you were the biggest person beating Tua's drum when we drafted him, before we drafted him. And what y'all just heard straight out, this guy has been nothing before Tua since we drafted him. We used to get in the worst of the worst heated debates about this pre-draft, me and him, and this is what the conclusion is. But I respect the fact that he can be a real fan about it and tell the truth about what he's seeing. And why can't so many others do it? And I'm calling them all out right now. This is your chance. This is the altar call. This is the freaking altar call.
Stop.
Come up front. If you want to release yourself from that delusion, come up front.
Stop it, TD.
Stop it, bro.
Come
Oh
up
my
front.
God.
This is the
That is-
altar call,
that
y'all.
is
Come
funny,
on
bro.
up front. Raise your
That
hand.
is funny.
All y'all on Twitter who said sorry for arguing with you about Tua, TD, you've already come up to the altar. All is well. But all y'all other ones need to go ahead and repent, man. This is ridiculous, man. Fifth Saturday, take it away. Take it away.
How y'all kings doing first and foremost? How you guys doing?
Hey,
Great.
hey.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, I think we were all on here with one other person. I'm not gonna, throw names out there.
Who?
And
Who?
no, I'm not throwing names out there because at the end of the day, they don't have the opportunity to defend themselves right now. But we were consistently asked the question, what could Tua do to change the narrative or to make the Dolphins feel like they did not need to trade or acquire a different QB? Now, this was a question that went on from, I think, when he first came back all the way during the winning streak, because it was like, oh, he's winning, but the level of competition. And you're like, well, you guys aren't, acknowledging like what he's doing. He's winning. The offense is, a lot more productive with him behind center compared to Brissett. And I think each one of us said that there was nothing he could do because the evaluation was done. And I think what we saw today was that evaluation. And I think it's hitting a lot of fans a lot harder because there was so much on the line again. And I remember thinking, okay, if the defense can get a stop coming out of halftime, Tua's going to do something. And I was blindly trying to revert back to like, something's going to click. Like they're going to get something going because it's always been like this the last couple of weeks. When we've needed to move the ball or score, somehow, some way, whether it be trickery, whether it be misdirection, whether it be just even running, somehow, some way, this offense like flipped the switch. And you saw today that spark never hit. And I mean, we can come on here and talk about Tua, but to me, it's what we already knew. And it was crazy because my dad said something to me today and I never it did not hit me until it hit me. He says, you're finally feeling how I felt all those years ago when it was like you had that blind hope that your team was going to figure it out. But then reality sits in that this is the same team. And when it counts, when things are at the center of the table, we fall short. And I understand the frustration of our fan base. I understand the frustration with the personnel. I understand the frustration with the front office and all that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to say it all on Tua, but if you can blindly see what you saw today from the QB position and say that there is not a problem there and that needs to be addressed. Yes, people are saying there's so many other parts that need to be fixed and all that, but Tua had opportunities and he didn't capitalize. And at the end of the day, when people said I flip-flopped, I absolutely did. Because I actually started to listen to people who knew the game better than me, who was wiser than me, who did more film study than me. And I was like, maybe I am a blind fan. Maybe I really do need to step back and see this quarterback for what he is. And my thing is like this. Can Tua ever truly develop? Tua needed to be in a position where he sat and he learned. Not where he was some prized draft possession, some prized ticket seller, some prized jersey seller, some prized token, some prized cult creator. And even though he didn't create the cult, it's crazy that people put so much and emotionally invested so much. And the letdown is like serious. Like, I mean, I come from a very traditional, respectful place order household. And I literally screamed at my dad today because of what he was telling me. That's how frustrated I was from this game. But what we have to understand is what we saw today was basically the curtain being removed. Like in the Wizard of Oz, when they found out that there was no wizard there, that is literally what happened to us. And we're all looking and we're like, wait, did he just miss that throw? No. And what really hurt me, it was 4th and 1. And I thought, you know what? This might really be a genius play call at first. But I'm like, if you're going to take a shot, regardless of the fact what Jacoby said, then why not have Tua in there? I get it. You're going to fake it. You're going to make it seem like Jacoby's going to run. But if your whole scheme was to get the ball down the field, Tua is a better passer than Jacoby. Why is Jacoby in there throwing? And this goes back to last week.
Because he ain't a better deep passer.
I mean, we can say that, but I'm not 100% sold because I can't say that Jacoby went out there and lit up the deep passes when he was in here. That's why I said there's so much wrong with this team in a whole, but they were literally masking it and putting band-aids on it while we were playing subpar. And that's the crazy thing, because I remember at the end of the year, I always thought we were going 10-7. And people were like, no, we're not going 10-7. Obviously, we're not going 10-7 now because it is what it is. But I think I do want to harp on the fact that Tua did miss games that I don't know if the result would have been different. We can't live in revisionist history. It is what it is. But like you said, like EM has echoed and I don't even know if Mr. Ballgame has been on this. I think the evaluation had been done in training camp, OTAs, all that. Because if they would have thought with any conviction that they could get Tua to where they needed him to be, we wouldn't have had certain conversations.
You make a good point on that. What people need to realize, the plan was for you to never see Tua this year anyway. Let's get that straight now. Had this thing not popped off, Deshaun Watson would have been a Dolphin all season.
But see, I don't want to get into that, because at the end of the day, Tua had an opportunity. I want to get on the fact that, you know what, Tua had an opportunity.
Gave him an opportunity,
and I don't want to say he completely flopped, but it was just bad, and it was crazy to me because even like throughout the thing, I'm like, okay, the defense is still like getting stops. Okay, that means we still have a chance, and I'm like, okay. Just wasn't it? I mean, we had a missed field goal. We need to address Jason Sanders' legs. We need to address how Pilardi's holding the ball on these field goal kicks. I mean, we need to really get down into the special teams, because there are some deeply rooted issues with this team and some just technical, how can I put this? Technical fundamental issues. And to me, what it comes down to me is that this defense is good. Like, this defense is good. I mean, we had some blown assignments and stuff like that, but for the most part, this defense did not break. I mean, at the end, with those,
you had a game like today, Finsanity, if people really look at it, the defense gave up 20 points technically. Like, when you really put it together, you have to understand, if our offense would have just been competent, they wouldn't have been on the field. Their offense wouldn't have even been on the field as much.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
this is what it's about. It's a give and take. And I told y'all we gonna need to score more than 20 to win this game. And this is your difference. This is the difference right here. And Finsanity, you make a great point. Let me ask both of y'all this, because I was talking to your dad, Finsanity, before this. And I brought up something that me and EM was talking about last year. And EM, I haven't been able to tell you about this yet, but we got to go back. Something, and I'm gonna say this to you, EM, because this has skipped your mind because I ain't heard you say it yet. But me and you, last year, we noticed something in Tua, but we couldn't say that was an issue. I'm gonna see if you remember. We couldn't say it was an issue. We said we'll wait to see this year in the last 4 games of the season if we see that same issue. Do you remember what that was?
I have no idea.
That arm dying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We talked about that. Those heated, spirited conversations I referenced earlier that I was on earlier before coming on. We brought that up in those conversations. Absolutely.
Okay, with somebody.
I brought that up.
So what do you think now? Because it's been 4 weeks and I'm starting to feel like something might actually be wrong with that arm.
I mean,
as far as like, is it something where after so many games, it gets weaker and weaker? Because that's what we were talking about last year. We said, you noticed that about his arm last year? It looked like it was getting weaker and weaker.
But see, last year, the excuse, I felt it was, the fact that he hadn't fully recovered. And if you quoting his trainer, he said, Nick Hicks, he said he was 60% of himself. So I attributed that to what we were seeing last year to him
because he not throwing with his base. He just throwing with his arm.
Right.
But I'm still seeing that. I'm still seeing flat throws where he's not using his body.
So the question is, well, what's the reason for that now?
Maybe that hip just will never be the same.
Well, Tua said that, bro. Tua said that last year. He said, I will never be the same player. I might not ever be the same player. And again, bro, all of these areas that we have concern with Tua about his game, and then you throw in the physical issue. And I try to get people to understand that it's not hate. It's just stating the film, and then you throw in the physical, if that is true, because something is causing him, is attributing to him, not to this problem. Is it physical? Is it? Well, it's got to be a physical issue. So, and then on top of that, you're throwing in physical issues as well, bro. I mean, if you're the Dolphins, bro, and you can understand why Brian Flores, you can imagine how frustrated he is. A, he never wanted to draft him anyway. He thought it was irresponsible to draft a quarterback. A, and then B, you're stuck with him and what you have to work with. You got to scheme everything around him,
his limitations.
Around his limitations. And so you can imagine how frustrated he is. And the people that blame Brian Flores and saying he's mistreating. No, he's not mistreating Tua. I think the staff has done more than enough to accommodate Tua, to help make him as comfortable as possible to accelerate his development. But if you're just physically limited, bro. What can you do? Thanks. So I just don't understand. I mean, bro, so now from a fan base standpoint, you got the film, you're seeing the physical limitations, you're seeing, quote unquote, the ball, his arm, is somewhat dying late into the season. Yet again, I don't think if you keep it at football and you're removing emotion out of the evaluation of this player, I will say again, in regards to not just Deshaun Watson, but any of these, more accomplished, more established options at that position in the offseason, there's no conversation to be had here. None.
Hey, Doug in the building. If you want to hop in, Doug, let me know, bro. We love to have you. But you see Doug's comment? I was just about to bring this up next because we can't overlook this.
That's that frustration. That's
Did
that frustration.
Flores chirping at Tua on the sideline. He was digging, and Tua wouldn't even look at him. Tua acting like he was ignoring him.
That's that frustration I just referenced. That's that frustration spilling over.
Did you see what Tua did when Flores walked off?
Yeah. No, I didn't see that. What?
He took his helmet and started bashing it on the ground. You ain't see it?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was heated like this. I mean, I appreciated him being frustrated, but he took his helmet and he started bashing it on the ground
because he knows. And bro, one thing about Flores, to the fan base, the ones that are on the side of they're blaming Flores and they think Flores has some kind of personal vendetta against Tua. Tua has been, bro. He has said Flores has been. He has kept it 1,000 with him from the start to the finish. So when I see Tua do that, bro, Flores chirping at him and getting on to him, he's expressing his frustration with his play today, and he walks off and he takes his helmet and bashes it. Tua knows that it's him. It's on him. It's nobody else. He has nobody else to blame but himself. So It's just I feel Flores, bro, and I'm not saying Flores is 100% right and every decision he's made was the right one this year. Flores deserves some blame as well, but when you're talking about this player, I don't think the Dolphins. I think in terms of mismanagement to help accelerate this kid's development, the only area I can say 100% that they have failed was, stabilizing completely the O line, but. The O line has played
Look
at
Tua,
stretches
dog.
at.
He's tight, dog.
Oh, okay.
Look at Tua, dog.
My bad.
He's tight, dog.
He knows it, bro. There's nobody to blame but him, bro. There's nobody to blame.
Can I ask you guys a question? Hello?
Yeah, go
ahead, Finn.
Go ahead.
I think a critical moment that we need to talk about. The play where Dante Foreman, I guess, fumbled the ball and Flores did not challenge it. Do you think that with his lack of successes with challenges all year, maybe hindered him or like made him hesitate with trying to like challenge? Or do you think he was thinking more of, if I lose this challenge, I might lose a timeout that I need since we're down 2 scores? Like, I know you guys can't get too much into the mindset, but
all of the above, in my opinion.
And I don't think he was going to win that challenge. It wouldn't have been enough to actually. No, it wouldn't have been enough to overturn it. When I saw it, I was actually saying, I'm glad he didn't, because we would. I felt like we would have lost it. But
all the above, in my opinion.
I think it was close. I think it was too close.
Yeah, that's why I said it wouldn't even been worth it. The thing is, again, let me say this to some people. I got to say this. Y'all allow me to talk for like 3 minutes real quick. I got to say this. Because I see some people in the comment section, this is ridiculous. Talk about the rest of the team too. No. Let's slow down. First of all, we ain't got to talk about the rest of the team. First of all, what do I need to talk about on the D-line? This is the D-line that you want to go into war with next year. Okay? What I need to talk about at the linebacker position, even though we know we probably can add a piece, but the linebackers played just fine. What we need to talk about in the secondary, it don't get much better than this, even if you have a struggle day. We ain't got to talk about the defense. You got the weapons you need in the wide receivers. All we want to do is talk about the O-line. When I watch games in O-line, other O-lines look even worse in some weeks. This O-line has been just fine in the last 5 weeks. In the last 5 weeks, this O-line has been just fine. Without today, I don't know what today is going to garnish, but since week 11, this was a number 2 overall pass blocking O-line, but nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Run game, you're complaining about Duke Johnson should have kept running more. So what more do you want me to talk about with the rest of the team? Every issue we have on this team, we will address it next year, and we will replace the appropriate players. But we're talking about a player, Tua Tagovailoa primarily, is because no matter what we replace, if he ain't showing up bigger than he showed up today, none of those changes are going to matter. That's what some of y'all need to realize. You can improve this O-line. You can improve your run game. Will it bring more success? Yes, but you still going to have the same outcome, even if it's a first-round exit in the playoffs, if he don't show up, if he is scheme-specific to a freaking RPO and he can't play no pro-style offense, progression-based, it's still going to end up showing up, ladies and gentlemen, because what's the excuse with these wide-open guys today that he rolling out of the pocket with no defender close to him, missing people right in his face, overthrowing people? What they got to do with the O-line in the run game? See, I told y'all, if y'all want a real analysis on Tua Tagovailoa, do some film study and don't talk about what happened around him. Only talk about what he can control. And you're going to see him leaving all type of opportunities on the field. And today, that man left every bit of opportunity on the field. Over and over and over and over. And it's just that simple. So I'm not talking about the rest of the team because the most important position is the quarterback position. But don't worry about it. Come March, I ain't got to worry about hearing this crying and give him a chance, let him grow. I ain't got to worry about that no more. That's a done deal. But shout out to the homie who said, TD, accept my apology. He came to the altar. You forgiven, bro. What y'all got on it, man? Oh, hold on.
Can you drop the link for Doug? Doug said he. Oh, okay, he's in
for
here.
who? For who?
What's up, guys?
For one of the goats.
Give me your thoughts,
Jersey's
Doug.
finest.
Come on, man.
Doug, hey, before we get started, Doug, I hope you take that Tua hat off before we get into this, bro. Please take that Tua hat off.
What are you talking? Man, he's like the next best thing, bro. Fucking.
Oh, okay.
Doug, I need every bit of North Jersey to come out to you right now, and you know what I mean when I say that. I need every bit of North Jersey out of you right now.
You know how so in my post game video, I talked about how he struggled, and I don't know, like it was just bad today for Tua, and I still have people coming at me saying, "Why are you making excuses for him?" I'm like, excuse me, like he was, and I even said he's the number one reason we lost this game, and I put second coaches. You making excuses for Tua still, and I'm like, I never make excuses for the guy. I give him a chance, but it seems like today it was bad. I don't know what today was, but it was like the one yard pass to Waddle. He like sailed it, and I'm like, he's right there. What are you doing?
It's so, Doug, it's so disappointing to me, bro. I mean, on so many levels, man. I'm telling you, I can't express to everybody how devastated I am, man. It's just, I don't even want to play Madden. I'm not gonna play Madden no more for the rest of the year, bro, until Madden 23 comes out. You know what I mean? I'm that disappointed, bro. So it's just, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Doug, I don't know if you watch baseball. You watch baseball? I'm a big baseball person. You know how like just sometimes you just realize the pitcher ain't got it that day. It's just like from the first inning. By the second quarter, I was just like, Tua just ain't got it today.
For me,
and
it
I
was
was
like the third drive. I was like, what is
and I was like, there's no one to relieve. And the fact that my mind went to that and it snapped to that, I was like, he just ain't got it today. Like it's okay, but he ain't got it. But I was like, I remember I was like saying like there's a second half, maybe something will click. Like sometimes you just need to get, like in baseball, you need just to get that one out, right? And then maybe you can get back in your groove, or maybe you just need to get pulled. And then the next game, you're right back in it. But it was crazy because something in me reverted back, and it's really sad. And I said, thank God they got rid of Fitz.
Oh yeah,
I said that because you in this position, there's no way you can go to Jacoby Brissett. He's not better. But had you had the gunslinger mentality of Fitz available that day,
they would have put him in.
We would have been right back into the same cycle. And I said, and it's okay. Sometimes you're off. I mean, we got to go back, look at the mechanics of every throw. I mean, I was just trying to. I mean, by the third quarter, I was just like, what the heck is going on with this game, right? Like everything else went out the window. I was like, Jasmine, just watch the game. Like, just see where things go, right? But when he's missing high, missing left, missing low, it's just like.
And those are and that's the thing that was driving me nuts. Because like I see Andrew in the comment section who's dead wrong, and he's been wrong about me. But I see him making throws, right? He makes these throws, and we've seen it. My biggest knock on Tua is he's inconsistent. He's extremely inconsistent. He'll have the pocket crash on him, and he'll throw a 15-yard pass to Waddle for a first down, and you're like, do that more often, my man. And then he won't. He will and he won't. He will and he won't. It's just very inconsistent with him. Today, it was like he was just not throwing it to anybody, and it was driving me nuts. Like, we can't even blame the refs for for what happened today, because he was sailing it. Like, don't get me wrong, the refs were hot garbage.
They were horrible, but they didn't. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered.
It was so bad, and it was Tua. Like, the pass to Devontae Parker was an easy first down, sails it. And I'm like, he always hits those. And there's something wrong. And I was listening to you guys while I was setting my new lights that I could put up now because I'm superstitious, and I kept the broken lights up because we were on a 7-game winning streak.
Wow.
But yeah, I think it had something to do with his hip. And I think he's still not using his hip to throw it, so he's just throwing it with the arm. And like,
but
baseball players, after a while, I'm a Met fan, so I see bad pitching. And
Doug, if that's the case, if that's the case, ain't no getting. Then it's it.
Yeah.
If we come to, and maybe they knew that all this time.
Yeah. But again, sometimes when you have those catastrophic type of injuries like that, and again, I was ignorant to the long-term ramifications, specifically with that injury, that it could have on a player, the long-term projection. But sometimes, bro, when people just in everyday life, when you suffer catastrophic injuries like that, it takes something from you that you can never get back physically. And that might be what we're seeing. And again, those are Tua's words. Those aren't EM Dolphin fans' words. So that might be what we're seeing, bro. And it's unfortunate, and I feel bad for Tua, bro, because I'm telling you, I take no comfort in being this critical. I never would have envisioned pre-draft 2020, I'll be sitting here and have to be A, agreeing with TD on anything Tua related, and B, being this critical of Tua, his play on the field. Because I thought when we got him, I said, well, I don't want to hear anything about Alabama. I'm going to evaluate him as a Dolphin, but I really believe that Tua was going to be the solution in terms of a franchise quarterback. And it's just extremely disappointing to be sitting here and to watch the film, bro. That's the most disappointing thing. So
that's the thing that sucks too, because I kind of understood why they took Tua, because there's that if, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of the if, and they still are, regardless of taking Tua or Herbert, they're still on the wrong side of the if. But the if of what if he comes back 100% from the hip, and what if it is the Alabama Tua? Then all of a sudden you messed up. But then they took him, and all of a sudden they messed up. So it's like they really couldn't win in that situation.
Doug, let me ask you this question real quick. And, TD and I have talked about this. I've talked about this for a reason. In terms of Tua being placed on the national stage. And you know how people are so quick to call Tua and put that winner label on him? I have to offer extreme pushback to those individuals, and I haven't done it publicly, but I'm about to do it right now. Because if you go back and evaluate the sample size that we've been given with Tua at Alabama as well as the Dolphins, right, as a Miami Dolphin, if you go back to his national championship throw, because it wasn't a national championship game, it was a national championship throw that he made to propel Alabama to win that game, right? Let's be real. Let's keep it a billion.
Yep.
Fast forward to the next year. He's the guy. He sets the world on fire collegiately. And he gets to the national championship game, and they lose bad in large part to Tua. He was very inconsistent in that game, very undisciplined with the football. We all know that, right? Boom. He fails. He falls short.
What team was that?
It's Clemson. So fast forward to 2020, last year. All he has to do, and again, I'm not assigning 100% of the blame to Tua, but you know the nature of that position, Doug, at this level, right? So you go into Buffalo, you have to win Buffalo, and that was a tough task for any quarterback. But at the end of the day, you still fell short. Fast forward to 2021, everything is aligned. All of the stars are aligned, bro. You cannot script a better movie. You start out 1-7. The entire world has written us off, and they're ready to they're ready to put a nail in the coffin. We get on that winning streak, and we're put in a position where we control our own destiny. And he falls short yet again. Is that not am I being? Tell me, keep it 1,000. Am I being overly critical, bro? What are your thoughts on that?
No, not at all. Again, when it came to this game, because even the Buffalo game last year, I think he played worse in this game than he did last year in that Buffalo game, if I'm being honest with you. This was bad. This was a bad game.
I agree.
But also, see, I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna be like, there it is. He gets the blame. Let me again say he gets the blame 1,000%. Tua is the blame. But also the game plan for the game seemed off, right? Because you looked at what Tannehill did. He threw the ball, 18 times? And they ran the ball most of the time. Why are you forcing this kid when you know what you have in Tua? Like, you know what you have, regardless of the limitation of his arm, regardless of he's never played in a cold weather game, and then add raining onto it and the wind. Why are you having him throw 30+ times in that game?
I can tell you, I can answer that, Doug. Tennessee is the way they play defense. It's a fact. They're an RPO killer. They are truly the way that they deploy their defense. That is what you call an RPO killer. And me and Ian was talking about this backstage all week, pretty much. Tennessee got their defense that will neutralize all of it. I actually thought that it was genius to just come out in a pro style because they were going to force you to do that anyway, eventually. And hope that Tua can make enough plays. But you heard what the sideline reporter said. Vrabel's game plan was to force him out of the RPO and make him beat them pro style. So we just started the game pro style. But I also have to say this for all these people that keep on talking about the ball was wet. It was wet for Tannehill too.
Exactly.
And let me put something into perspective about this too. Let me put something into perspective. Did Tannehill throw any balls past 20 yards?
No.
But Waddle had a big chunk 45er, right? Isn't it interesting that
wait, what?
Tannehill
that
averaged? Which one was that?
Like the one that kind of just put the nail in the car. It might not have been 20, but
almost everything was just about under 20.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Tua had a big chunk 45 yards and still ended up with 2 yards less per pass than Tannehill.
But you know what though, in terms of to Doug's question. Why are you having Tua dropping back 30 times? But you got to look at, they were 27th in the league in passing defense, right? And they were second against the run. So when you're formulating a game plan, you're not gonna scheme to against their strengths. You're gonna scheme against their weaknesses. That's the objective of every coach.
But when Duke Johnson starts to go off and he has 7 yards per carry, it's like
hold on. That was a fad too. Duke Johnson had 2 good runs on one drive. Every other run after that, he averaged 1 yard a carry. I mean, he had 7 carries for 49 yards. Them 2 runs alone was like 45 yards, bro.
He had 20 yard.
He had a 25-yard run, and he had like a 20-yard run. I can look it up for you. I can look it up for you. Duke Johnson. Let me see here. Hold on. Gaskins had no, Gaskins didn't have a 23. Duke Johnson was 7 for 49. Wait, let me go to ESPN. They show some of the let me go play-by-play ESPN. Give me a second.
Because I know he had like he had like 2 15s, I think.
It was remember that drive that we finally scored a field goal?
Yeah.
Duke Johnson had 2 pretty big runs in that drive.
I think one of them was for 10
one
yards.
of them might have actually no. I remember. Forgive me. The 20 for one of the 25 yarders or something got called back. Remember?
Yeah, holding.
Yeah,
it was a holding or something like that. So he had like a 16 and a 15 or something like that.
Yeah,
he had two real decent runs.
Even Gaskin had a big chunk.
It was too little, too late though. At that point.
Yeah, but we were and that's another thing. We were talking about times where at the end of the day, the game was already at a point where you needed to throw the ball. It was already at a point where no clock.
Absolutely. I was just getting ready to say that. Yeah, you don't run the ball to catch up. You throw the ball to catch up. We were consistently down. We know what type of team we are when we don't have the lead, right? So,
and Flores said that 2 weeks ago in his presser, bro. They asked him a question. They said, well, what do you think about balance in running and passing? Flores said, well, the issue is, when you get behind, you got to throw more.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain how they came out the
more.
Gates, though. They came out the gates throwing the ball way more than I anticipated them to do, especially in this weather.
Tennessee's run defense.
But still, it sets up this whole game plan for this team. And they put themselves in a bind by now being forced to run the ball late in the game because they got no run game, and it's the only time it worked because we had to pass.
I got you, but I gotta say this. Okay, let's dial this back for a second. Let's be honest. They didn't have a bad game plan coming out throwing the ball right away. You know why? Because we missed the plays in the throwing game.
Every ball sailed.
At the end of the day, everybody that talks about, we should have kept running. No, the passing plays were working. We just screwed them up.
That's true.
Like let's be honest here. That's not the execution of it there. Let's be careful about we should have ran. We should have.
But it's not what we've been doing though. Too as you've seen, it's they kind of. It's almost like they heard the fan base, though.
But technically, it was a winning game plan because we saw open guys and we saw Tua make us. And we're talking about throws we know we've seen Tua make.
That was my biggest point.
And Tua just had you scratching the head. I still can't get over that. Like 8-yarder to Hollins that was open and he just threw it 3 yards short. I just can't. That was early in the game where we punted. Don't forget.
I don't know. I can't get any of
rolling out
those
to his left when that's his bread and butter. Rolling out to his left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Matter of fact, everything was rolling out to the left, and he was getting time. He was extending plays where, okay, we don't know if the O-line was good or bad because he rolled out and he ain't nobody around him.
Yep.
And just misfire after misfire after, and even the completions, when you look at it, all the guys had to reach back for him. It was crazy. The only pass that I can remember was on the money was like one in the middle of the field of Smith and the Waddle post.
Yeah, that deep
that rollout
right where it to be.
So all this, we should have ran more. They had a good game plan that should have worked if the quarterback executed. So that's why I don't get into the minutia, all the back and forth about we should have ran more. Yeah. No, we should have called the plays we called, just execute them. Yep. Keep the defense off the field a little longer.
Yep.
That's true. But
it's
I don't
simple,
think,
man.
I agree.
Somebody said the Waddle drop when that man dropped the ball in the third quarter.
What, the deep one from Brissett?
I don't know. Any of his drops happened later. Now they started dropping the ball in the fourth quarter.
They were pushing it downfield, taking shots. They were hoping on a prayer at a lot of times in that part of the game. But I mean, we've seen him come out with a steady balance in these other games. You know, I've always supported Tua. I like Tua. I've been watching TD for a long time. I agree with you. This team is teed itself up pretty good right this moment for the Deshaun Watson talk to come, just creeping right back in. And this we're restarting that whole forest fire again. But
get ready.
It's literally gonna burn up. We're gonna see every major news station. His people are gonna start dropping little hints here and there, and we're gonna see the fires just ignite, and the fan base is gonna be at each other's throat. And but
by
really,
the way,
man,
Watson was trending on Twitter today. Really, no, for real. As soon as the game was over, I looked at Twitter and said top trending Watson.
But you know something? Those conversations have already started, not just with Watson, but have you been reading? Have anybody been paying attention to reports about Aaron Rodgers?
Everyone's been having that conversation all day.
No, Aaron Rodgers, the news that keeps coming out that him and Devontae Adams in a package deal to Miami too, if Watson thing may fall through.
I'm a Dolphin fan, bro. I'm a Dolphin fan. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers with a Dolphins uniform on. That would be amazing. Are you kidding? Oh my god! Because you know why? Because Aaron Rodgers wouldn't stand for. Well, first of all, he wouldn't have missed those passes, but he wouldn't stand for the handcuffs the team puts on Tua when it happens. He would go, "That ain't happening."
That's what Flores wants. He wants somebody he ain't got a coach because that ain't his specialty.
Wait though. Aaron Rodgers compared to Tua, like, come on, like,
I'm not saying that, but Tua's got to step up and say, we're not going to hand the ball off here. Or, I'm not going to throw this ball. I'm going to hand it off. He's got to, you know, I hear a lot of people, they're complaining about the coaching staff. And granted, there's flaws in the coaching staff. But as we've seen today, look, through this 7-game winning streak, a lot of people were like, okay, and we're all waiting to see Tua do the one thing we want our quarterback to do, and that's assert himself and be the most dominant player on there, just dicing up the other team. He didn't do that in the 7-game winning streak, and right now he got put in front of a real opponent, and he looked the worst he did all year. It was the worst possible scenario for Tua and this team in the marriage that is on the rocks. That's the real problem right now, and that's why this conversation is out of control. It doesn't stop.
That is so concerning for me. Again, like I said, the bigger the stage is, you know, the bigger the stage, the brighter the lights, Tua comes up the smallest.
See, that's what I literally thought in my heart that's when he was going to shine the brightest. And I get it. Maybe that's the love of Tua to me, but that's when I thought he was going to really show it, where he was going to grab somebody by the face mask and go, Jesse Davis, you let that guy hit me in the back again, you're gonna have to see me in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Something, man. Show me something.
Because y'all don't listen to the haters, man.
No, I listen. I can't argue.
I get a lot of them.
You are a hater, TD. You are a hater. You know why?
I gotta be honest.
Fundamentally, you are a hater.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. Tell y'all a little secret, a devious secret. All I did tonight is set y'all up. I exposed y'all hate for Tua. Y'all some Tua haters. Every single one of y'all. Tua's gonna be our quarterback for years to come. He gonna win us a Super Bowl. Y'all need to stop hating. It wasn't his fault. It was Chan Gailey's fault tonight.
Trying to Omar Kelly everybody right now. Is that what's going on right now?
Omar Kelly be flip flopping or something?
You know how he do.
A little bit.
Listen, man.
He haven't flip flopped on the two.
I'm just the only narrative. The only narrative that I don't like, the narrative that drives me the craziest out there. People could disagree. People can believe in Tua. Nothing was wrong with that. The narrative that I really didn't like, that got under my skin though, and I'm so tired of it, is the campaign to put everything on Flores.
Yeah,
those are the people that have really bothered me.
Here. That's not what bad coaches.
And you know what upsets the individual who, and I've been following him for years. But Doug, I'm sorry, bro, but Big O is the most annoying individual in terms of his Flores hate. Hey, for the most part, I love Big O too, but I have to call him out on his nonsense about, bro. It's clearly something personal going on there. Oh man, bro, Big O is the worst at them, all of them, bro. But I love Big O for the most part, but he's dead wrong on his hate that he keeps spewing about Brian Flores, bro. It's ridiculous.
Let me
understand his perspective. I understand.
Let me put some perspective on that, because I brought it up to him this past week on the show. And because I keep wanting to, every time we kept winning, I kept wanting to be like, Big O, you still want to get rid of like Big O. And every time the one thing is he's persistent. And I appreciate that because he hasn't come off of it. And his reasoning for not coming off of it, the more he talks about it, the more it makes sense, because he brings up head coaches that were very defense dominated, that couldn't get the offense going. And he was tired of watching Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Tim Bowens, Cameron Wake, Rashad Jones, all of these really good defenders and our really good defense just consistently keep getting old while they're trying to fix the offense and trying to fix the offense. Like, if you can't fix the offense, you can't fix the offense. So maybe we need to change it to somebody who can. So that's where I see where he's coming from with that. And that's why I don't really push back on him on that, because I'm like, I see where you're coming from, because he's seen it with Dave Wanstead. He's seen it with Jimmy Johnson. He's seen it with so many coaches, you know?
I just think that's somewhat, I think that approach and that mindset, is just irresponsible, I think, because every situation is unique, bro. Yes. You know what I mean? So give the man, the man, I think, sure, I will agree with Big O on this, has his decision making in terms of bringing the consistent revolving door with the O-line coaches. Has that approach been the most ideal? No, right? The revolving door with the offensive coordinators. Has that approach been ideal? No. However, he needs to look at all the other aspects of the team. He's just not tasked with fixing the offense. Look at from a personnel standpoint. Look at the job he's done with the defense. I think Flores is the right coach because he's a leader of men, right? And he's gotten 2/3 of the team correct. Yeah. The only other part that's left that needs some, needs some development, it's the O-line and that quarterback position. And I'm sure
in general,
just the offense in general.
That's why they know that they have always wanted one of those guys that really don't need a coach. One of those guys that's going to get in the O-lines behind.
TD, real quick, like when Big O, I almost forgot. I heard Big O say, and again, I'm not trying to make this about Big O by any stretch, but I mean, just not only Big O, but people that harbor his same mindset. He makes the comment, Flores was never in on Tua. Never. Okay. But at this point now, as we evaluate Tua at this stage of his development, if that report was accurate about him wanting to go, he never wanted to draft Tua and select Justin Herbert, was he wrong? Was he wrong?
Listen, I don't think he's wrong, and I don't think Chris Greer wanted him either. And I don't know how everybody feels about Chris Greer. I happen to be a bit of a Chris Greer fan. I think he's pretty smart, but I think if you look back, and TD, this question's kind of directed at you. If you look back to that draft when we had those 3 first-round draft picks, it's almost as if, because if you take those 3 picks out in Chris Greer's tenure as the GM now.
Best drafter of all time. You take them 3 out.
You take those 3 out, they've been pretty good. So
very good.
at last moment, if your owner says to you, we're not going to keep these 3 picks, we're not going to use them like we wanted, and I want you to take that guy. And this would not be out of the realm of possibility because we know that Stephen Ross has, been wishy-washy, as we know. But he fell in love with the same guy everyone did at that halftime and said, we want that guy. We're going to stick it out with this, and we're going to, do it. And he made that pick happen. And those 3 picks were according. Austin Jackson, bit of a reach. Igbenogany, haven't seen him. And that entire scenario seems like it was a possibility because since that moment, it's almost like they've never done what they needed to do to protect him or build around him the way we all know. Where's this great running game? Because it's RPO, not let this guy pass and shuffle all the weapons around him. You need a real running back for that kind of thing and a real offensive line. And they didn't provide either. They did go and get guys like Waddle and stuff like that, but it really seems, I don't want to call it malicious, but it definitely seems like there's a power struggle between the quarterback they have and the team that they're building around the quarterback they want.
I keep saying this, and nobody has to believe me. I keep telling y'all, first of all, we never expected to use them 3 draft picks. We never expected to use the Tua pick, the Noah Igbenogany pick, or the Austin Jackson pick. They tried to go get Watson. Houston said, no, we keeping our quarterback. He's our franchise quarterback. See, this was back when the remember the receiver was having issues?
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna let the prisoners run the asylum or whatever that was.
Yeah.
That he said. This was back then when they made a play at Watson. Houston said, no, we ain't giving our franchise quarterback away. Because Watson had just signed a deal.
A deal that he did a little bit of, talking with Dan Marino over to make sure he had that,
But that was after the fact. He signed the deal.
Yeah,
well, I ain't gonna
like
speculate
the dots
that.
connect.
I ain't gonna speculate that because I don't know that to be 100% true that he put the no trade clause with Dan Marino. I don't know that. I ain't never.
No, I'm not saying that exact, but
I know what you mean.
It's definitely a one of a kind contract, and we know he loves.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
But at that,
I think you might be onto something.
Maybe, but maybe he might be right. But then after that, they tried to go get Joe Burrow.
Well, everyone wanted Joe Burrow. Look at what he did today. Are you kidding me? I wish I had Joe Burrow.
Well, I'm saying they tried to take all their assets to go get Joe Burrow. Cincinnati said no, right? Then they went and tried to get all these middle-of-the-road quarterbacks, Tyrod and who else? What was the other? Bridgewater and all of that mess.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this was happening like a week before the draft, y'all. It's like they top 2 options, and they offered the heaven and earth for them. Yeah. They offer heaven and earth for Watson, more than the 3 firsts and 2 seconds, by the way, from my understanding, and they turned it down. They offered the house for Burrow to move up, turned it down. They were not prepared for that draft, and that's irresponsible on Chris Greer's behalf.
Agreed.
They were unprepared for that draft, and I mean, it just makes all the sense in the world too. Look at the 3 picks. How can you get so many right and all of them in the same draft that one night? You were not prepared for night 1. You got 3 first-round picks and you ain't prepared.
Looks like those 3 picks were going somewhere else right before.
Do you know how many? Bro, every pick was you had about 3 better options. Every pick at this point. Quarterback position, some will argue you could still point to some of them other quarterbacks is better than Tua. I'm not saying they are. I just think in that draft, Herbert, Burrow, and Mac is right there with them any given week, But you got that. You had better options there. Herbert being the main one. That's like what? And Austin Jackson. I ain't got to go down the line of better options you had then. Jonathan Taylor was on the board, wasn't he?
Freaking Noah Igbenogany, Jonathan Taylor was on the board.
I mean, but look at all the options you had at 16 whenever you got Austin Jackson. Noah Igbenogany on the board. You still had a plethora of options. Not only did you have a plethora of options, but you traded back and still had a plethora of options. They were not prepared for that first round. They did not expect to have those picks. And shame on them because they had a plan. They were sticking to it and they were blind to it. And they felt like their money would talk.
Dang,
They
so you
felt
really-
like
you
what
think
they
it was a fumble. Then
they felt like what they were dangling for Watson would have been enough.
Really?
And if that wasn't enough, what they were dangling for Burrow would have been enough because they were offering the sky and the moon to get the guy. And people ain't got to believe it, but this is what I heard directly firsthand. And I heard it a while back before all this even went down. So when we went into the offseason and Watson finally is publicly disgruntled, and they ask him, how can you fix things with the Houston? Well, the owner would have to fire the owner. That was the moment right there that I knew for 1,000% certainty, especially after those draft trades had happened where we moved out of 3 to go to 12 and back to 6. I said, look at Greer. He done found a way to get the assets back for it anyway.
Left the door open there.
He done found a way to figure it out anyway. Everybody like, why would we trade out of 3? Why would we move out of 3 just to go back to 6? Because they had this plan. And sure enough, another wrench got thrown in it. Allegations. Bam. Thrown right in their face. And now they say, and they still wanted to make the move, but they just had to be cautious. And then all of a sudden, Houston didn't want to move him because they wanted to wait to get the max value. They wanted to wait to get the max value. So now here we go again, and we got to draft again. We got to draft. We got to use picks again. But like I said, Greer did genius. He figured out a way to back in it and still have the assets. So we got options, whether it's Watson, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether it's Aaron Rodgers. We still got just as much or more assets and money than anybody else in the NFL. So we're in a great position. And if all else fails, we just put all our assets into better players and see how far we can go with Tua with that. And I'm not a fan of it at all anymore. I was like, well, we'll see. Maybe he can develop and keep getting better, but I'm just not a fan of that option. But if it is an option, it is what it is.
If we, again, I said this earlier on Reason Show, I think we all need to pay attention to what's going on in Cleveland, right? Cleveland is in it, what they are. We're in the exact same situation that Cleveland was in last year, right? And Cleveland got to the playoffs and got a playoff win, right?
Yeah.
And they pushed all their chips in the middle of the table and went all in with that quarterback, knowing he has flaws. Areas of his game still needs development, et cetera, et cetera. But fast forward to another year, you can't construct a better roster than what Cleveland has. O-line, running backs, receivers, defense, et cetera, et cetera. And Baker Mayfield, his development has stalled. And again, I'm not saying Tua is going to do this. I'm not saying Tua is Baker Mayfield. However, Tua is a scheme-specific player right now that needs development. So it's quite possible that we could be, if we take that approach, and again, I'm just presenting all the data. If we, if we take that same approach and go all in on him, it's quite possible that his development could stall and he could fall on his face next year with more support around him as well. So all I'm saying is, listen, if I'm the Dolphins, bro, and we y'all know how I feel about this. Anybody that's been listening to EM Dolphin fan over the last 4 or 5 months, I'm not hesitating pulling that trigger. I'm not hesitating. If we got to give up and mortgage 4 first-round picks to bring a top 3 player, 26 years old, right, barring anything less than him going to prison for 20 years, I'm pulling that trigger on Deshaun Watson, and he will be a Miami Dolphin quarterback.
And still have $40 to $60 million left over.
Not doing it.
They got the money, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have right now they're saying they're gonna have roughly 77 million.
They're talking about Cap might go up 30.
Cap's gonna go up. They'll be close to
that'll give us over 100.
Yeah, they'll be good
if that happens. I'm still waiting to see.
It's funny too because with the whole Tua situation, if you go back and watch my video where I break down the top quarterbacks of that draft, and even after drafting Tua, when I talk about him, my biggest fear was his hip, and I was like, what is he going to be in 3, 4, 5 years? That was my biggest fear with taking him. I wanted to take him. He was one of my 3 in that position that I wanted to take, but scared me, and it's starting to seem like we are like TD and EM were talking about. Is him getting tired? Was this a game showing his arms getting tired because he's not throwing with that hip anymore? Is the hip bothering him? It's like that's what worries me. Like I don't know.
Point,
I don't know how I feel about Tua right now.
And you remember last year? You remember last year in our season finale with Buffalo, the cold weather.
Yep.
You know, reason I were talking at 3:00 last night, 3:00 in the morning, and I told him, I said, this game just concerns me. The cold weather, you know what I mean? You got that
soreness.
That soreness, bro. There has to be a level of discomfort there. Still with him being so close to sustaining that injury. I know he's a year plus removed from it, but again, like I said, sometimes, bro, when you have those type of injuries, you're never the same.
Does Tua have any screws from that surgery? Does he have screws and stuff from that surgery?
I'm not sure.
I didn't hear anything of anything.
I got a rod in my leg from a car accident. I broke my femur right at my hip.
Oh God!
And when it gets cold, that bad boy hurts, bro.
There you
that
go.
bad boy hurts, bro.
There you go.
I don't care.
There you go.
It hurts.
Well, we got to be fair though. Could it also be his finger?
That's
Could
true.
it also be his ribs? Could I mean?
Yeah, but can we sit there and line it up?
We don't know. You don't know what could be ailing him. Or you know what?
It didn't look like the guy we seen. That's for sure.
I'm gonna come up with my conclusion. Tua ain't ever gonna be the same again because of the hip. Because every throw I see him throw has no hip thrust. It's like a stationary lower body with a arm attempt. Am I wrong? If you really watch him on film, you don't really see much hip thrust, and even on his deepest passes, he's squinting.
All I notice is that his other hand comes in like this when he throws. I know he does a lot of that.
I think Tua falls in love too much with his release point. To me, you know what I mean. His entire delivery is not the complete follow through is not consistent enough. And again, another area of his game that needs development.
But is that what TD said? Is that the hip that's stopping this follow through?
It could be. It could be. I don't know. You know, we can only speculate at this point, but whatever the reason is,
or the toe, or the finger, or the lip,
or
the nose,
he's so young that his inconsistencies, if it was any other quarterback that did not have a hip injury, that did not have the possibility of Deshaun Watson, they look at his inconsistencies and think to themselves, well, he'll grow from this.
Right.
And things that it's like, will he grow from this? Or because
or can he? You know,
Mike Vrabel looked at it and attacked it, though.
Let me throw a wrench in this. Some could argue in this 7-game win streak, he's digressed every week.
I don't know.
Think about it.
Far, but I didn't see better.
We saw some great production at first, actually.
Yeah,
and actually, it got to be a more and more and more of a struggle.
I mean, didn't they score 13 points last week? Isn't that the offense only scored 13 points last week? That was a pick six.
I'm talking about his play on the field.
No, this is where he regressed. When they take him out of his comfort zone, and I've been saying this all year long. When you put him in and again, I'm sure they've been listening. And again, every coach, after Brian Flores, when you're looking at Tua, Flores doesn't want to coach offense this way. Look who he sat on it for 15 years. He don't want to have to scale everything down. But what I'm saying is he don't want to develop an offensive approach that's very, scaled down and, it's just designed to really address one half of the field. He doesn't want his quarterback to be in a system like that. So at the end of the day, Tua has regressed where clearly, and if you go back to 4 games ago when they started doing less RPO, more progression-based, traditional NFL formats, that is where Tua struggles. He's an average quarterback, and I'm being generous. The film, the analytics, et cetera, they do not lie. So again, that is where he's regressed.
This ain't good, man.
It's no argument. I mean, it's not. It's hard to argue when you saw a bad performance like that, where he's just missing wide open guys. But
listen, man, and next week we got a Patriots team that don't care if they win or lose.
I think they still can win the division, so they might have a little bit more fight in them.
That'll get them a home game, right?
Yeah.
So you might be right. I don't know. It depends. We'll see what they decide to do this week. But here we go again. Now we got a whole different Patriots team. What did they beat the Jags? 50-3?
50-10.
50-10?
50-10.
And we lost to the Jags, right?
Yeah.
See, man,
I don't know. Bill Belichick might want to get revenge for that week 1 game, bro.
He probably will.
He might want to.
I mean, he does.
But you know what? Let me say this too. I know y'all. I know y'all don't like to compare. But God, dog, I gotta keep on watching Herbert and Burrow every week. Did you see Burrow these 2 weeks? Come on, man. I gotta keep watching this, y'all. Did y'all? Oh my God! Like, come on, the man that had 1,000 yards in 2 weeks, pretty much. 1,000 freaking yards in 2 weeks. And here's the frustrating part about it: them guys look leaps and bounds better than Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where are we building off?
It's
with
not
Tua
close.
right now. We need
not
all
close.
we talk about with Tua is what we more need.
Mm-hmm.
We need
Like,
more offensive line, more running game, more weapons. That's harder
those
to get
guys
if you got
are
one
making
guy.
Tua. And let me say this: we always talk about what's around them, but Ian made a good point to me off stage one time. We gotta stop just talking about what's around Burrow and Herbert, because those guys are holding their own so well that they're also making the people around them look better too.
Mm-hmm.
What Joe Burrow has been doing has been elevating everybody around him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, man, but
If you
when
flip
them guys looking like an A plus,
do that.
they make Tua look like a C minus when they looking like an A plus. And I always say this to people: yes, everybody has bad games. Burrow, Herbert, Tua, but the difference is 16-game season. Herbert and Burrow, they gonna give you 3 bad games. They gonna give you 9 good games. But they gonna give you 4 to 5. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tua gonna give you 6 really good games and average game. And I ain't talking about oh my gosh. I'm just talking about he wasn't the reason we lost and he contributed in the win. You see what I mean? And he's also gonna have like 6 games where it's like, man, he struggled. You know, and that's the difference to me, man. It's like night and day. These guys are not even in the same realm. And I understand what's around them, but I always say, when I watch film, I only talk about what Tua can control. If Jesse Davis get beat right away and Tua gets sacked, was there anything Tua could have did? No. All right, let's move on. But on this play, Jesse Davis got beat, but look at what Tua could have done. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's all I do when I evaluate film. I don't worry. When I'm evaluating the quarterback, I don't worry about everybody else. If they drop the ball, was it a good throw by Tua? You see, I don't worry about everybody else. When you evaluate an individual, you don't worry about what's happening around them. You only talk about what they can control. And when you do that, you actually see how much he's leaving on the film. Because it's easy to make an excuse, and not so much an excuse. It's easy to say Jesse Davis got beat. But if he stepped up, like last week, he could have got sacked a lot of times, but the way he maneuvered the pocket. Mm-hmm. But if he would have stood there and got sacked, we would have blamed the O-line, right? Mm-hmm. There's still plays that can be made with Tua. The problem is the end result for Tua is he is too inconsistently inconsistent. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. Sometimes you'll be like, "Ooh, he struggles in that and he did it well. He's good in that and he just sucked at it." It's like, where do you go with it? Everything is inconsistently inconsistent. The things he do well, he'll give you a game where he just trash at it. Yep. The things he's struggling in, you be like, man, I saw him do some of the things I ain't think he could do. And some people make that as hope that he can put it all together. But I'm sorry, man.
So you're saying it's luck?
But at this level, consistency is always a requirement.
Yeah,
I always say that, bro. And again, flashing is not good enough. It's not good enough.
And it's funny too, TD, because you hit the nail on the head, and that's what I've been talking about with Tua for this whole 7-game winning streak. He's inconsistent, and that is the biggest thing that drives me nuts about Tua, is because he misses plays that I just saw him make a drive before. Like, make that play. Why can't you do that? And you hit the nail on the head. Him being inconsistent, the upside to those inconsistencies, those throws, the throw to Devontae Parker, Isaiah Ford, those dots where he just drops it in 30, 40 yards downfield. You're like, if you can just develop this guy and if you could just put these together, he's going to be good. Puts hope in your mind. And then all of a sudden, people think you're a two and ear when you're not. You're just showing the good and the bad, but you're like, he just needs to put this together. It's like this year when it came to what Brian Flores did in free agency. I kept saying he went from 5-11 to 10-6. I'm going to trust the guy, trust the process. And then all of a sudden we have what we had. And I'm like, I shouldn't have trusted the process. It's like you give hope because you've seen the good. Like you said, he's making these throws. Why isn't he consistent? If he can be consistent, he'll be great. And it's just like, you get to the point where you're like, is he ever not going to be inconsistent?
Will he ever not be consistent? But
you
this
know
is
what?
what you're gambling on.
Yep.
And that's the story. That's the story of every quarterback that has been drafted in the top 10 that wind up not making it.
Yep.
That's the story. So, not to say that Tua is not going to live up to. I don't think. I mean, I think there's a ceiling to Tua. You know, I've adjusted my overall evaluation of him in terms of his long-term projection. You know, based off, especially with the physical, if it winds up that he's his hip is still compromised. Obviously, anybody, if that is true, you have to lower your ceiling. You know what I mean? So, but man, it's just tough, bro. It's just it's difficult. It's disappointing on so many levels for me, bro, personally. So we'll see. We'll see.
I gotta ask y'all a question. Let's get off of Tua for a second, and I know this is gonna burn you, EM. Tannehill is number 1 in the AFC.
Man, stop.
Is it?
Yeah, they're the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Lost.
I don't know how much of that's on
Stop.
I'm just saying, without Derrick Henry, I'm just saying, without Derrick Henry, all he does is win.
For 120
now,
yards.
Tannehill's been torn.
Hey, his backup rushed for that many yards because about 11 times today, Tannehill tapped their helmet and say we switching to a run. See?
Yeah, gash these linebackers that left us hanging.
I don't know
all
if I'm
day.
Get a man his credit, man. I ain't gonna lie, Doug. I was gonna troll real hard on this stream, and I told EM I'm about to go live and I'm gonna wear my Tannehill jersey, but I just I couldn't do it.
And guess what?
I said I'm gonna troll so hard on this stream.
You would, hey, listen here. Don't do that.
Another 200.
Your loyalty. Don't do that, TD.
I was that close. I was that close. I was like, I'm about to burn them. I'm about to burn people's soul. I'm about to put the Tannehill jersey on his.
I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't. Because you already know what's coming from EM, bro. You know what time it is.
I'm just
don't do that.
You've been down Tannehill.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but what I've been telling you, every time you talk trash about Tannehill, I told you all season, Tua better not lose to him. I said Tua better not lose to him.
And now that team's deadly as heck. If they're gonna get Derrick Henry back and he somehow finds a way to be healthy, good luck. Good luck stopping him.
They were saying
that's what they were saying.
Get the rust off next week.
Yeah.
Ready for the playoffs.
Let me say this.
Are you kidding me?
If the Tennessee Titans win a Super Bowl, oh my god,
I'm gonna.
If the Tennessee Titans win a Super Bowl, it just shows what.
Come on, man. Really, TD?
I'm just saying, bro.
My liver hurt.
Don't get me wrong. I was one of the main people that said it was time to move on from Tannehill because it ain't no need to use another.
He wouldn't be winning it here, that's for sure.
And which was the correct move because Tannehill.
I've always said that before they traded him. I said honestly, you have to.
Yeah,
you have to. If we're gonna read,
you saw that look he had on his face. He wasn't the same guy when he was leaving. It wasn't that guy. He got that second resurgence, and it happens to good players.
But here's the difference. We're talking about if we put everything around Tua, he could be the guy, right?
Yeah,
but if you put everything around Tannehill, who do you think has a higher probability of success if you put everything around him?
Well, two narratives were ended today in some ways. One, a lot of people were like, Tannehill can't do it without Henry, and he's done it and brought his team to number one
See,
in the
but
AFC right now without Henry in some ways.
Not to cut you off, Chris, but Tannehill can't do it without Henry. Tannehill can't do it without a run game.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
I agree. He
That's
only
what I
threw it
was
18
gonna say.
times.
He didn't have Derrick Henry, but he had Derrick Henry like production.
Two of those games he won with less than 60 yards rushing.
And I get it. Got a way better offensive line, way better run game. That's obviously clicking. But he beat us today, and it beat us so bad that the franchise is at each other's throats on all platforms.
And think about it. He was 0 for 3 to start the game.
Yeah.
After that, I don't know. Well, he missed like 1 or 2 passes for the rest of the way. Went like
only
13 out of 15 after that.
He only threw it like 13 more times. That's right. They did 13 more completions. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
but
like
he
12.
also didn't play at the end when they scored 2 more times.
No, he did not, because they brought the backup in, because that's the dream scenario when you see the backup to come in to walk you out on a win, and we didn't get to see that.
We had a dream scenario.
Yeah, we did. We did get to see Jacoby come out there and walk it out.
Our backup Tua came in today. You know, they even gave him a good minute.
Oh man, it was ugly. I don't know, man.
I gotta go see if Jacoby got a higher QBR than 2 in this game. Even with an incompletion.
God, I don't think so. He's 0 for 1.
Hey, but that was a decent pass though.
I don't know. Those fumbles hurt your QBR real bad.
And he threw it under pressure. Let's just be honest now. Listen, all right, y'all. Listen, man. The reality is, Tua Tagovailoa is a good man.
Yeah,
he's a good man. But at the end of the day, that don't win Super Bowls.
Nope,
it doesn't.
So, what do y'all? I gotta go across. Go ahead, Ian, and then I'll ask the question.
No, I was just gonna say I'm anxious to see how he responds next week.
I don't want to hear no response.
It's too little, too late.
They need to bench him so he can't get hurt.
But I want to see. But I still want to see. I still want to see how he responds.
No. I am shutting all that down now because that's going to be the game. He come out, throw for 800 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions.
Against New England,
he's the
really?
future.
Against that defense, really?
I'm just saying,
he doesn't want to fall for the
He's going to come out there free-minded like I'm getting traded anyway. And that's going to be the game. He looked decent. And then we're going to have these 2 years right back at it. Right back at it. I can't take that no more, EM. I done went through too much this year. If he come out, I won't listen. I'm sorry. I'm about to say this and I'm gonna mean it. I want him to fall flat on his face because I am tired of the ropey dope. I'm tired of it. He is what he is. If he come out and give you an Arizona game, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled because next year week 1, Denver gonna be right there. That's what you gonna get. Oh my God, that's all they need too. That's all they need. Well, if he was healthy, he would have had 1 more win. You know it. Oh Lord, no. Oh. I need everybody to have a clear understanding that we are moving on in the offseason.
I get it. I agree, TD, 100%, and I'm with you. But I just want to see for the kid, for Tua. I just want to see him rebound, bro.
I don't even care about the trade value no more.
I'm still fundamentally, I still love Tua. You know what I mean? But I just want to see how he responds.
That man and pay his salary just like Tannehill. Trade him and don't ask for nothing. Matter of fact, send a salary. Trade him and send a first-round pick with him. Send a first-round pick with him, and you'll pay the salary. All of it. The guaranteed money, all the dead cap, all of it, man.
And the team washing machine.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, I just want to secure a elite quarterback, and let's worry about the rest after that.
Hey, shout out to our game getting pushed back to 425 on Sunday.
Did they really?
So the Patriots can absolutely know what they want to do and need to do. That's very convenient for them, but it is what it is. Yeah,
that just happened, didn't it?
425. Yeah, like 30 minutes ago. Yeah.
Oh man.
Tua getting our time.
I wanted to go to that game too.
I was supposed to be there, but I'm selling my ticket. I ain't
still
got time
thinking
for that
about
nonsense. I'm not risking COVID for that. I'm sorry. Like, it ain't even worth it at this point. For what? Like, heck no. I'm gonna sell that, get the money off of it. Oh, that's absolutely fun, but is it worth the risk? Absolutely not. If we were playing for a potential playoff spot, then absolutely, I would have gone through the flu and everything. But after what I saw today, you can miss me with that. Like
EMF insanity. What have I been saying all week? Didn't I say Tua was gonna get embarrassed today?
TD, don't go in. Yeah, but like chill on it. I mean,
but I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Embarrassed.
And I'm gonna be honest.
Got embarrassed.
No, Tua got embarrassed. Nobody embarrassed to this team. You know why? Because it's the same team that can still do enough next year if you got the right people in play. You fix that O-line and get the right quarterback. They know that this team can win 12 plus games. This team can win 12 plus games with the right O-line and the right quarterback.
We keep saying that, and then we keep falling flat each and every year. We keep saying when we do our predictions with the roster that we have.
No.
I mean, you and I were pretty consistent on 10 wins. So we were kind of close. I don't know where everybody else was, but you really had people really out here saying that the Dolphins could win 12, 13, 14 games. I remember this year, and I was looking at them like
I said,
I
said it, but you want to know the truth? I said it because I thought that the trade would have actually had been done.
Right.
I thought that trade would have been done.
I'm not going even that far. And I might be in a minority. I know this might be somewhat unpopular. But if they would have kept old man Fitz last year, if he would have started for 16 games, we would have met a lot of those expectations last year. If you would have kept him this year with this team, bro, again, we would have been in the playoffs.
Fitz would have definitely been an 11 plus win quarterback.
Y'all was so quick to usher that man out the door. So quick to get rid of him.
Yeah, but my hip off the
field. That's what I said. He broke his hip.
But who knows? He might not have done that. And if he would have played for us, he might not have. We can't say that definitively. Sure, he got hurt, but he got hurt in Washington. So I'm just saying,
he would have won that game today. That's for sure. They would have brought him in like they did last year. He probably would have won the game.
To the individuals that disrespected that man and was so quick to push him out the back door, man.
I don't think it was disrespect. I think everyone saw the necessity that there was going to be no growth to know, and now we're riding out Tua for 3-4 years, and still the excuses come, like TD says. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's kind of better to know and move on and grow or change something than sit here and hold on to ignominy in some ways. We got to see a little bit of something, man. So there's no way to make an educated guess when you have no data. We've got data now, and the data was real bad today. And he missed open targets. It was ugly.
Well, Flores had all the data he needed last year because I think Flores did not want to start him. That's why Flores says when they asked him, go back. I know this is sore subject, TD, but to go back when they were quizzing him asking him questions about Josh Rosen. How can you evaluate Josh Rosen if you don't have him on the field playing on Sundays? What did Flores say? He looked at him quick and said, We don't need to have him playing on Sundays to get a firm evaluation on him.
We already have one.
So Flores had his evaluation.
Who is this evaluation for? Is it for the fan base to see Tua because we all wanted him? And now
no. It came from upstairs. It came from upstairs.
That's twofold. First of all, you knowing you about to make a huge move, a part of it feel like they wanted to show why. Also, you can look at the flip side of that of play him and let's see what we got. We know what we see in practice. It may not be pretty. Listen, y'all, I get word that practice is horrific for him.
Really?
I get word that practice is horrific for him. No matter how you want to slice it, practice is horrific. And at the end of the day, what I don't like is the fact that they don't put this man in. And I hate the fact that they even practice the RPO. But I get it. I understand what these OCs have to deal with. They have to create a game plan that is conducive to his strengths only. This is why I was telling y'all for so many weeks, stop bashing the OCs. You should be giving them credit. Because what if they had him in a pro-style offense for these 7 games?
100%.
What if he was in a pro-style offense for these 7 games? We won every game by like 5 points on average. So what? You think we would have had all them 7 wins if we were in a pro style the whole time? And I told y'all this every week too. If we had played any offense that was halfway competent, we would have lost half of them games. Halfway. And what's another thing I told y'all today? Everybody all week, we gonna zero the heck out of Tannehill. I said Tannehill ain't the guy you zero. Tannehill is not the guy you zero. That man could throw a 7-yard pass sharp as any of them. And you got AJ Brown who could box out with that big frame.
And can get deep.
Do not
have to go deep.
Tannehill. And look, how many times did they zero him today? Not much at all. But when they did, he made them pay every single time. They got one blitz on him with Baker. Outside of that, Tannehill ate the blitz up every single time. He's not the one you do that with at all. Because no matter what you want to say about him, he is very precise with the ball. He is
got that tunnel vision for sure. That man has a bullet, and then that bullet is way more refined than what it was in Miami. But it was always there in Miami. It's a thing to look at now. It's just that you don't see it often. You don't see him use it often because they're a run-heavy team. But that's why that's the difference between him and Mariota. That's why he makes that. That's why that difference is the way it is on the team. He has that threat that can at least stick it to you if necessary. And honestly, y'all, it's kind of what we need on this team. Somebody who has something in their game that will make you pay for coming after them. And I'm sorry, we didn't even bring this up, y'all. How many opportunities Tua had to run in that game? How many opportunities did he have to take off? I got to look back at the film.
Put it like this. Every time he missed one of them pass rolling out, he had green pay dirt in front of him. Almost every time. Almost every time you either make the pass or make a play, and he didn't do neither. I mean, did he ever run in the game? Did he ever?
He did. I've seen him get back to the line out of bounds.
I don't think so.
I don't
think so.
Yeah,
and the crazy thing is, this was the game. This is the game where you would have needed to.
That's why you see, man, if you really, if you understand the game, bro, you understand why the Dolphins want a more dynamic playmaker at that position.
Well, it fixes a lot of problems, that's for sure.
It does. It's not going to fix everything.
But I agree with everybody. It doesn't fix everything. I agree with that, bro. But people need to understand how much it actually does fix, though.
I mean, what would you see out of Waddle if we had something like if I was saying it earlier, if we switched Chase and Waddle, what do you think Waddle's numbers would be with Joe Burrow chucking the rock over the top of him like that? Not that they're the same guy and they're different types of guys, but Waddle is not getting any of those downfield plays, not when Tua's throwing the ball. I haven't seen him, and at least I haven't seen him connect. Not the way we all hoped.
When you watch the film, the film every week, and you see how open Waddle really is on a lot of plays, Waddle could have been an All-Pro this year.
Could have 1,500 yards, walking around with 10 plus touchdowns.
I know, right?
Fools, bro.
Right?
Waddle could, and you're right though. Waddle could be a 1,500 yard receiver.
He could.
This year.
With freaking 16 touchdowns or something like that. Crazy. Definitely won a game. And man, in the receptions leading the league. When you watch how open this guy gets in space, it ain't
how many
even
yards
close.
He's done in the box. Every time he catches the ball, there's 4 guys around him. It's never over the top of people. It's always him making the play with the ball in his hands, which is great. Yep. We love that about him, but we need to utilize him on the outside or utilize him, up at a post route or something. Get it deep over the guys, but Tua hasn't put that pass over. He has to throw it to Devontae, who's tall to see.
But you know what bothers me, though? Not just Waddle, the plays we're leaving on the field offensively with Waddle, but this narrative about the consistent complaints about the lack of separation that Gesicki gets and Parker gets and Matt Collins gets. I don't want to hear that. They have proven they can be successful with their individual skill set. Parker has proven to be a big-time threat. Mike Gesicki has proven to be a big-time threat. Fitz was in the same offense. Why did Fitzpatrick not have the same issue throwing in them same tight windows? I'm sick of the excuses, bro. I'm sick of them, bro. I'm sick of them, bro. I'm tired of them, man. It's ridiculous.
You can keep hating on my quarterback. We're going to ride, baby. We're going to ride. I realize I only got 1 week left to get some use out of it.
You got to wear it next week.
This is gonna be.
I gotta change my avatar. I just realized it's a jersey.
Glad I don't have that problem. Glad I don't
Shout
have
out
that
to everybody
problem.
that bought a Tua jersey. It is a classic. Go get that thing signed.
Well, you never buy
I'll
active
get that.
player jerseys.
I didn't buy any jerseys, but I got a couple of shirts.
Javon
I'm gonna
Holland.
get.
is the only one right now you
I'm
can buy.
getting Holland. I'm getting Holland.
Yeah, you
Well,
got to
actually, I
get
have to
a
get my
Javon
dad.
Holland.
I actually have to get my
And
dad
Waddle.
and TD one. I
And
promised
I don't see
TD
Waddle
one,
going anywhere.
and I lost the
Yeah, I don't
bet
see
to my
Waddle
dad.
going anywhere for a while.
So
I see Gesicki might be leaving though, especially if some big trades come around. That's a piece that they might want to move. Might be a piece
Maybe
that makes it
Houston.
appetizing. Maybe.
He can go. He can go.
Listen.
He can go.
Me and Ian was talking about that package the other day. When y'all think about it, I want y'all to really think about all the players who we can technically do without, even though they're good. You can package up. You can literally package up Jerome Baker, especially since his value just skyrocketed technically. But we
And
know what
he's
the real,
worth the money right now.
We know what the real deal is. Okay. We know.
But see, look.
No, I'm just saying.
I love Baker.
We know Jerome.
man.
No, I don't care what nobody say. Jerome Baker is the product of our scheme. I
He's
am
just a big-
going to
he's a giant
scream that
safety.
he is a product of our scheme. Okay, now, he ain't a bum on the outside. He's still good on the outside, but he's a product of our scheme, and his value right now is greater than it really is. So
He's still a bum. He's still a bum.
well,
Teams
I'm
just-
I don't know
listen.
about bum,
I'm
man.
still trying to
No,
sell
no,
him
no.
because his value
No.
across the league.
No.
He just won
Once
player of the
teams-
month.
Listen, we saw a preview today. Okay, once teams figure out he's on consistently, they're trying to actually make him an outside edge player. Once teams figure that out and they start running this way, oh yeah, we'll see the same Jerome Baker that we know and love.
Yeah.
We'll see the same
A
one.
tight end come around and box him right
and
out.
they try to, when you think about it, they're trying to deploy him like Michael Parsons. Think about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but anyway, let me name my players that are good that could be all part of a package. Jerome Baker, value is skyrocketing on paper, right? Mike Gesicki, Christian Wilkins.
Why you gonna hurt me like that?
I will say this though.
I'm
Christian
hurting you,
Wilkins,
Doug,
in my
but-
opinion, was the long bright spot today. Christian Wilkins was flashing. Bro,
I
he was
agree.
disruptive.
Perfect time to sell.
But the only issue with Christian Wilkins,
Good point.
we can
Very good
survive.
point.
We can survive without him
Yep.
because his replacements are already
It's
here.
not Indomitian.
I agree. I agree.
His replacements are already here. So what y'all need to understand, we're doing just like New England, bringing the replacements in and seeing if they live up to it so that they can move on before they got to give the big contract. That's one area where it's working. His
A la
replacements
Hunter
are getting the job done. Zeiler, however you pronounce it, I always get that screwed up.
I think
Silent.
Sealer.
Zealer, yeah, and what's his name? The other one,
Van Ginkel?
Brown. Wait, hold on, no, not Van Ginkel.
Butler.
Butler. Them guys. I mean, you ain't getting a drop off, really, y'all. Just to be, especially when you next to Raekwon Davis.
Sealer all day was in the backfield. All day.
I seen Butler a couple times.
I
back
agree.
there, too.
And but those players in the last one, so we got Baker, we got Gesicki, we got Christian Wilkins. First of all, that's a good start to a package, right? Young
Xavier
players, you better
X-Men.
know it. You
Yep.
better know it. And when are people gonna finally listen to me?
It hurt me to say that. It hurt me to say that.
But this is my thing. This is our last chance to get some value for this man. This
the
is gonna be
drop-off
our
from here
last
on out.
chance.
He's not wrong.
Who is
It's the
who
drop
is
off
that?
From here
Who
on
is
out.
that, TD?
Xavier
was that?
Howard, man,
Oh,
who was getting toasted today too.
I mean, he got beat. He didn't have his best game, but
Yeah.
but we listen.
Yeah.
I will be willing to hang on to Xavier Howard another year.
Mm.
To
For 20
pair
million?
him-
For $20 million, he's still gonna
No.
win his
Oh
pay,
hell
his
no!
pay
He ain't
increase.
getting 20. No, oh no, he ain't getting 20 million.
That's what he
No.
wants. He's gonna hold out. I don't care.
Well-
He's holding out next year because this is his
Well-
last paycheck, and he's got a family, dog. I don't blame him.
Well, with that being said, then I guess X can go at that point.
I guess
Bingo.
all I'm saying is, and let me tell you something. Hunter Long look like he getting more and more on that line when we do run a pro style. Look like he getting more and more
He
shape.
is.
Just so you know.
I'm excited to see Hunter Long. I think he's got some untapped
But
talent.
what I'm saying is,
Shaheen
this
will also be
team.
back too.
If who?
Shaheen will be back, correct? Didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't he
he's
get
under
injured?
contract. Yeah, he's under
He's a
contract.
roll guy.
And ain't
I
it a
wouldn't be surprised
shame?
if he gets
Ain't it a
traded.
shame that this year Durham Smythe, whatever you want to call it,
They
is acting just as productive as Gesicki?
need to
always liked
prioritize
Smythe.
him. They need to prioritize him.
Because at least he
So-
blocked too.
I would
I
agree.
think Smythe and Hunter Long would be pretty cool to see at the same
It's a good
time.
1-2
Both blocking.
combination.
Yeah, man, that'd be pretty
What'd you
good.
say? What'd you say, Doug?
It's a good 1-2 combination of Smythe
Yeah.
and Long.
Mhm.
But here's the deal: everybody that I just named, we could still survive without.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mhm.
And then you ain't paying all of them either. All of them are due money. Wilkins is due money. You already gave Jerome money, but please get that back. Gesicki's due money. X wants more, but I'm just saying that because we wouldn't fall off greatly by trading those players. Then you add Watson, that's the offset. And now you use the rest to make your roster better. And it don't even have to be in those positions.
And you almost got the guys ready to take them. You know, and with the drop off not being really there, as you've already pointed out. And this team and this GM has shown that they can find guys, you know, all ages and draft guys in those positions. Well, I don't know about the linebacker position so much. Haven't really done much drafting there since Jerome, but they've done pretty terrible in signing them too. These linebackers aren't really doing that well. But I don't know. I would say, but then is this amount of turnover really going to buy you what you think it is in value though as well? I mean, you're going to sell X, you're going to sell.
Yeah, because you're saving the money on these guys. And maybe you keep X, but you're saving the money on what you would have paid them because we have players at the position that can fill in and there won't be a huge drop off.
I'm talking about the buying team. Like, I get that. Okay, we're willing to sell them, but are they going to go, yeah, we'll take all that and give me Watson?
Those are young players in there coming into their prime. You don't think Gesicki has value in the league? You don't think
I'm not
Jerome
denying
Baker is
Gesicki has
fooling
value.
people in the league?
I'm not deciding.
Who are the
We're the buyers
Christian
in
Wilkins.
this scenario. We're the
Christian
buyers in
Wilkins
this
has
scenario.
immense value.
Well, Christian Wilkins was rumored to be included in the initial trade
Watson.
package.
But
Yeah.
that was
the very first one. So
that was the package in the summer.
So if that's accurate, all he did was, I would think, if you're the Texans, you know, they should be more, you know,
I'm hoping
they should be more interested in him based off his play on the field this year. So,
I mean, it's close. It's a little after midnight. I'm guessing Chris Greer's on the phone with Houston over there, talking up some numbers right now.
No. Chris Greer is sitting there trying to pay off some district attorneys.
yeah,
That's what he's doing.
That's
Steve
two
Ross-
briefcases.
Steve
Two
Ross.
briefcases.
But I will say this too, because there has been updates on the case. The reality is, more information was released than people know. I mean, they know, but they're not realizing. When they issued that warrant for Watson for his social media, which they never needed to issue because he agreed to give them everything anyway. But when they issued it, the beautiful thing about it is warrants tell you what it's being issued for, what crime that they're trying to pursue. That's what a warrant tells you, and it is a misdemeanor, indecent assault. But it is a misdemeanor, and many people in the legal field said at the end of the day, even if they did charge him, less than a week later, you'll see a plea deal come through. This is a guy who has no priors, who obviously as an NFL quarterback did everything,
which is always important.
Right?
Which is always important. No priors.
At the end of the day, they're going to end up. They say he could end up getting a fine. It's going to hurt his civil case, but he can end up getting a fine and or probation at worst. A lot of people saying that this isn't really even something that's going to be reviewed for jail or nothing like that, but time will tell. We'll see if something else comes of it. But the warrant did state that they are investigating him for a misdemeanor indecent assault. So, and what's interesting, all these people saying that, he's a RAPISD and all of that.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad, TD.
No, it's out YouTube. They don't like certain words.
It's supposed to be guilty, innocent until proven guilty. That's hard. That's a harsh word to toss around at people when we don't know things for certain. Granted, if other things come out to light, he'll get everything he deserves, hopefully. But I didn't like all that rape talk, man. That's a harsh, deadly word, man. You know, it's not a word you try to throw around.
And somebody, like it's Big Ben or something. But anyway, that's not here nor there. But I will say this. I think we'll know by the end of the month, right? Isn't that when we're supposed to know?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't.
I think they already.
Yeah,
February.
I thought it was like February, like
down.
something. Yeah, February.
It's supposed to be the end of January, and then you'll like know as a concrete in February early. But we'll see. Time will fly. We'll probably know before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I expect everything to come to the forefront. Right around that time. That's when things quiet down and when all the other stuff comes bubbling up to the surface. We've seen that before. I don't know. God help whoever stands in his way, Deshaun Watson. With all this year of publicity and sitting down, you know he's going to do everything in his power to win. I don't care if he goes to the Lions. He's going to will that team to the playoffs. No, I mean, we know he's good. There's no denying that.
The chip on this man's shoulder.
Are you kidding me? He's
going to have
back.
I'm predicting a historically great season. Telling you that right now.
From who?
From him.
Sean.
Oh,
from whatever team he ends up on. From whatever team he ends up on.
I'm just gonna say this. Could you imagine
Michael Jordan? He gonna have that Michael Jordan type. Vengeance on the league, bro.
I had to make sure, Doug. No, but I ain't gonna lie. Don't forget, man. You could you imagine Deshaun Watson, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Adams.
Dang! Oh my God!
Devontae Parker still because his contract is just still favorable if you really look at it.
Lynn
Bowden, who is the secret weapon that nobody's talking about because you know what? Hold on.
Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute to acknowledge that I've been saying this all this time.
Mm-hmm.
What
about Lynn Bowden?
Stop! No. Let's take a second to give some credit to the homie Mac Hollins. Don't forget about the homie there.
Yeah.
He better
Don't forget about the homie
next year.
Come on now.
His stock keep going up. He'll be one of them trade pieces soon enough, boy.
No,
I'm saying
keep him, but Houston go, we want Mac too.
Somebody said Antonio Brown. I don't want Antonio Brown here. Let's just keep Tua. We might as well.
That happened today.
Oh my God!
But have
Monte Davis.
But have y'all noticed something? Lynn Bowden didn't need to be IR'd.
No, he didn't.
They stashed him.
They did that to keep him, to protect him, bro. That's why they did that.
And they probably
kind of the rumor with Iggy. That's kind of the rumor with Iggy.
They were like, wait till next year, Lynn.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean,
I said that's
I don't know about Iggy either.
I said that's the rumor why people are like, oh, we expect a lot out of Iggy. They're stashing him in case
But
Houston
people don't realize what Lynn Bowden is. The talent he has because they ain't see him.
Yep.
Athlete.
I think Lynn Bowden's future is extremely bright.
If they use him right.
You know, no doubt. You've seen the creativity they had with Albert Wilson and Jalen Waddle. Why would you think they wouldn't? I think
Mike Gesicki throw a ball today.
Who was that corner we picked up off the Raiders as well, former first?
Oh, yeah.
They're stashing him too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I did a video on it. They are stashing him. Dang, Doug, you right. Because I forgot. I did a video on him, and then he's a former first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
The problem,
he's small, though.
You know why I love it? You know why I love it?
up.
Because it's a corner,
Got it.
and Flores gets to work with him.
He loves corners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he does.
Arnett is Arnett.
David Arnett, yeah.
Yes.
And he was having some issues in
the picture with the guns and everything.
Yeah, but when I watched it, the media spent that so bad. I mean, he can't do what he did, by the way. But when you look at it, he was on social media and somebody was threatening him. And what he was basically doing was saying, pull up. I'm ready for you. I'll kill you if you come here. Because they were threatening his life, though. But they made it seem like he went on a rampage threatening people. And one report even said he was threatening a woman. Like he was actually promoting, saying, I'll kill anybody. No, he was responding to somebody who was saying that he's only 10 minutes from him and that he'll come after him. And he basically pulled, and from where I'm from, you pull up and also you show your hardware as a deterrence. Because you don't know. Some people could be on their way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done that. I mean, I've done that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I ain't
but the
flashed no
media
bus
spent it
and
like
nothing
one
like
of the
that.
most evil things ever. But I looked at it as you shouldn't have did it. But hey, it ain't as bad as it that the media made it seem. Like he's this vigilante out here threatening to kill people.
He got a
just
bat
to
cape
do
and
it.
stuff, jumping off
Man.
2-story buildings.
But you
Showing
know what?
batarangs.
Yeah.
But
Got
you
a
know what?
Gatling gun and stuff.
I appreciate their fumble on it because if Flores can turn him into something, I mean,
That's
we talk about a
two.
former first round pick.
two.
From Las
If anyone's
Vegas.
gonna
Two.
turn him, if anyone's gonna turn him into something, you know Flores is. He loves.
Wait,
that.
who the
And I'm
other
still-
one from Vegas?
And I'm still
What happened?
You said that's two from
Lynn
Vegas.
Bowden. He's talking about
Lynn
Lynn
Bowden.
Oh,
Bowden
about
too.
it. Yeah. You're right.
We
you're
got
right.
him for nothing.
And
He
I'm
was
still-
a third-round pick, and we stole this guy for literally nothing.
Nothing.
And I'm still holding out hope for Noah Igbenogany as well. I'm still with you, right? I'm
Didn't
still
the
right
Raiders
with you,
win
Noah.
today too?
Yeah.
Even without all this, the Raiders look better than the Dolphins right now with this situation. Didn't they win today?
Yeah, they won
Mhm.
today.
Yeah.
If Noah
God.
Igbenogany ends up being good, then Tua's going to be a Dolphin next year.
City, stop.
No, I mean, I'm saying though, I mean, if that's possible, then anything's possible.
Yeah, man. Living
Why
in
y'all
fantasy
right?
land.
Well, first of all, why are y'all writing Tua off like that? That
I'm
ain't
gonna kill
right.
you.
The man had one bad game in 2 years, and y'all
I will
doing
say
this.
this. I will say this, and I'm not comparing them because I know a lot of times I do this. People are like, "How are you going to compare them?" I got two quarterbacks in mind. Both of these quarterbacks got drafted to a team, didn't get a chance, got traded, Hall of Famers. And that's Steve Young and Brett Favre. All I'm saying. So don't be surprised if Tua goes somewhere and he does really well.
I wish him the best.
Carolina.
Doug.
Don't.
I wish. I
Doug.
wish
Can
him
you
the
hear
very
Doug?
best.
You never know. You never know.
I wish him the very
He might.
best.
Right, you
He
right.
might.
You never know. He could.
I don't
He
think
might-
this regime's waiting on anything
No.
like that. It's. I mean, look,
Listen.
both those quarterbacks took to the 5th and 6th year careers to actually start picking it up, and
Mhm.
just like Tannehill, we ain't got the patience for that. In
No,
South
they don't
Florida.
got the time. They're not.
We
And
ain't
people
got- we
keep saying that. Oh, Doug, are you ready to wait 7 years? I was like, no, I'm not ready to wait 3 years.
I don't want to
Like,
wait one. I don't want to wait one. I wanted
like,
to go to
you need
playoffs this
you
year.
can see it. You can see if there's something there. Like you can see by year 2 if there's something there, and you can build off of it. Like we all
Yeah.
talk about Peyton Manning, 20 plus interceptions, but he had something there. You know, Troy Aikman, all these guys.
So
Garbage
all my
rookie year.
haters, all my haters that told me go watch Peyton Manning's breakdown of Tua so I can learn something, y'all go give that right. Y'all go give Peyton Manning this tape. Tell him to go ahead and give y'all some education on this one. Please.
Yeah.
Make sure you go. Matter of fact, y'all need to go on Twitter and at Peyton Manning. Can you please break down Tua versus the Tennessee Titans game?
I'd love to see him doing his whole new show with his brother, breaking it all down. That would be amazing to watch that show.
How many people, TD? How many people hit you up with that video, wanting you to break it down?
Bro, as soon as I hear them say stuff like go listen to Peyton Manning and this and that and this, first of all, I ain't never seen Peyton Manning in my first of all, I ignore it because I ain't never seen Peyton Manning in my life give a quarterback a bad analysis. I mean, he gonna tell you what needs to be improved, but it's all gonna be positive because that's the guy who he is. You know what I mean? And some things I will tell you this about Peyton Manning's analysis: he making an assumption. He's making an assumption, giving Tua the benefit of doubt of certain things that even today you saw just wasn't true. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad thing for Peyton Manning making that assumption because he saw some of these things in college. So it's supposed to be safe to make those assumptions.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, we don't have college Tua Tagovailoa.
No.
Or we don't have the team around him like he had in college.
That's for sure.
So this this ain't this is post hip Tua. This is post rib Tua. This is post finger Tua. This is post lip Tua. This is post nose Tua. This is post ear Tua. This is post pinky toe Tua.
Eating. Stop.
I'm just saying, man. I've gotten to a point to where I never hated Tua because I just always wanted to show people where they were wrong because it was blinding other people. But now I got an issue with him. I have an issue with Tua Tagovailoa now. He just ain't that good sometimes.
Do what Ronnie said. He said, TD, say 5 good things about Tua.
TD has done that before.
I've done that before. Now, some of those things have come off my list. So
I want to hear these 5 new things.
So, okay, 5 things good about Tua Tagovailoa. He's a good guy. I mean, that's a good thing about him.
He'll be well traveled in the league.
Okay,
fantastic.
Okay. Another thing good about Tua, he has a lot of haters. That means he's doing something right. Right?
True. It's true.
Okay.
More haters, more paper.
That's right. Another thing good about Tua.
How about some quarterback things?
Hold on.
He showed us who he truly is today. We can all move the hell on.
No, we talk about good things. Another good thing about Tua Tagovailoa. He has a good foundation. I like his foundation. Obviously, I supported it, right?
I thought you were talking his game.
I thought he was. I thought.
You thought I was talking about his base and
like
his playing
values or something.
I'm glad I could clarify that.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, elaborate like what?
I'm glad that I was able to pick that up so we didn't have a miscommunication here. Another thing I like about Tua, he don't give up. He don't give up. Okay. And that's 4, by the way. So I'm almost there. Number 5, what I like about Tua Tagovailoa. I'm gonna find it.
Never seen somebody struggle so hard in my life.
Well, the better question is if you can't struggle, then anyway, let me give you the 5th.
Back out.
All right, let me stop here. All right. The 5th thing that I like about Tua Tagovailoa is his faith.
I love that one.
So let me tell y'all something. I ain't saying nothing about on the field play, right?
Exactly. I'm like,
but you know what? When has your own freaking coach said 5 things good about him on the field other than he could command the huddle? Every time you hear Brian Flores, what have you seen in Tua that you love? Well, he's a good kid. He competes. And
sticks to the script.
He commands the huddle.
The overall
I
command.
heard this man, the overall command of the offense. What the heck does overall command of the offense mean? What? No. Seriously, can one of y'all answer to me?
I think it means
does overall
the playbook,
command?
right?
No, it ain't. No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
it's not. Because he said that last year and he know the playbook. But anyway,
so now Flo's a liar.
Our own coach has failed to give him any tangible endorsement on the field. You ask him about Waddle, oh yeah, and then his face get wide, bright. You ask him about X, he get bright. X did the same thing in his interview recently. Who was it? It was Richard Sherman had a show recently.
Yeah.
Richard Sherman said, and y'all got Tua. X looked at him like,
damn, I thought we talked about this backstage. Not to ask me about that Tua question.
And then the very next question after that was, and y'all got Jalen Waddle. Xavier Howard like, yeah, Waddle, man, that kid's special, man.
Yeah.
Bro, what does it take for people to realize his own teammates don't believe in him like people think? They don't believe in him like people think. And I've heard the rumblings. From multiple people about several people don't like him at all in that locker room.
Really?
Primarily on the defense. So at the end of the day, man, I'm sorry. Some of them might even be happy today. Some of them might be happy today.
I don't think so.
Dang.
Listen,
dissension.
I bet y'all it was a lot of people in the organization and the office that felt they got a victory today.
Well, I'm not denying that. I think they've been teeing up some trade stuff here for pretty long. Just seems like a bad business plan to devalue your quarterback a little bit like that.
And I've heard on other platforms, Big O in particular. Sorry, Doug. I heard. I'm sorry, man, but I heard him put that out there.
Why you keep on associating him with Doug just because they got a collab, man?
No. I'm just saying. I heard him spewing the narrative that you got half the front office tugging that wants to stick with Tua and half wants to go with Watson. I wonder what today's performance, how is that going to influence that in any way, if that's accurate information?
Well, the half that's
Just
on the
saying.
Tua side doesn't have a lot. They don't got a lot to say right now.
I'm gonna tell you
There's
now.
nothing. You can't.
I
There's
usually
nothing they
get
can say
all.
about wide open passes.
I usually get all the pushback in the world on Twitter, and trust me, I am an antagonistic prick on Twitter.
He is.
Ain't
He's
nothing
so-
about my Twitter is real. I intentionally put stuff up to
Straight trolling.
anger to an ears.
It makes me laugh so
If
hard.
you follow me on Twitter, don't take nothing I say serious. I literally
Seriously.
try to antagonize to an ear. Today, I've been going hard and they heard a whistle.
Yeah.
What TD doesn't realize, though, is I get it. I get people telling me, you got to talk to your boy. I'm like, shut up.
Hey, they be adding Doug on everything. They be adding Doug.
Doug
Doug be over there fighting with him. When did I ever say that? When did I'll be like, hey,
I don't even engage with them fools on Twitter.
them people, bro, ain't nobody replying to me on Twitter. I usually get my casual death threats, my usual, you're an idiot, you just a hater. Bro, it's ghost town. I even got people talk about, I'm sorry I ever debated with you. So trust me,
Apologies.
today has definitely changed some narratives.
TD.
Mm.
TD, when you put out the tweet that Tua has like overthrown a pass, I think you said like,
Oh yeah. Well, the last one before this stream, I said it's 8:42 and Tua just overthrew another ball. I said it's 8:42 p.m. and I just saw Tua overthrow another ball. I just go on there to troll people. They be like,
TD,
he a Tua hater.
TD.
Just go look at his Twitter timeline.
And TD, they're not engaging, bro. They're not willing to engage,
Bro, crickets. I have everybody liking it and talk about, I'm sorry I ever argued about it. And you even got people that's modest with it, like Tua haters, y'all can have this one today. You earned it. But I still have to support him until he's no longer on the team. That's the worst I've gotten. Bro, trust me, if you see my everyday replies, bro, I'm telling you, man, I should be in protective services. Tonight, I ain't getting no replies, but people been sending me some funny stuff, bro.
Got
like
dumpsters
of trash and all that stuff.
Guy.
Oh my god, y'all got to go to my Twitter, man. It's pretty funny.
Somebody was burning his jersey. Did y'all see that on Twitter?
No,
somebody was burning to his jersey.
I'm sure somebody added me.
I'm sure somebody added me. You already paid for it. It does nothing but burn your own money. Like it's burning jerseys are so dumb. My dad did it when Jason Taylor went to the Jets. He tore his jersey in half and burned it. Then when he came back to the Dolphins, he regretted tearing his jersey.
I know, right?
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I don't burn jerseys. I'll save them all.
I don't either.
I got a Jarvis Landry jersey.
I love my money too much. I'm not doing that.
I don't know. There's still a Dolphin somewhere on that jersey. I'm not burning it.
Right?
Yeah. Tua needs are waiting for their next instructions from Tuanon on how to move forward.
Oh man, Tuanon.
I think Tuanon is master at works, man.
Thinking that I'm part of Tua.
Nah.
Tuanon.
They calling for Tuanon to reveal himself.
Can you imagine
his life is over now?
Can you imagine how Chris Sims is gonna respond this week, bro? Man, bro. Can you imagine? Because Twitter, Dolphins Twitter,
that's the worst. That's one of the worst parts right now. We got to hear that guy again.
Who?
Dolphins Twitter, Chris Sims.
Chris Sims.
Oh man, y'all better put some respect on that man name.
Listen,
you know what?
He just called an easy play, bro. That was an easy play, just like is in his career. Just the easy.
I thought about it during this stream.
Come on, man.
I can't wait till I'm laying down in my bed tonight. That's gonna be my last Twitter. Have anybody ever considered Chris Sims was right? Ooh, they gonna be
I'm gonna retweet that.
They're gonna be
God, bro.
Look at this, bro. Look at my Twitter, bro. They sent me this Tua on the field.
I just I was just looking at that.
Tua on the field. This is the type of stuff they've been sending me, bro. Oh man, look at this. The Chargers when we draft check down Tua. Man,
You know
I'll
what's
tell
funny though? A lot of Chargers fans wanted Tua.
Yeah.
A lot of them, and now all of a sudden they flipped because they see the difference.
Man, and these ain't my tweets, man. These are people just going in, but they adding me about everything, man. And you know what? Sometimes I don't even tweet Tua stuff, but it turns into Tua. I just send something out of Joe Burrow making a 65-yard pass. I send something about anybody just doing something phenomenal. Bro, why are you hating on Tua? I didn't even bring the man up. Boy, I can't wait to hear Chris Sims. Shut up already. I told you. I told you.
Idiots.
Idiots.
Boy, I thought about you, EM. I thought about you when Chris Sims was calling people idiots. Idiots in the comments.
Let's have a show together.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I don't know what to say, bro.
So last question, y'all. Where do we go from here?
Up, hopefully.
As far as what? I mean, what next week?
Yeah, like okay. Let me ask all of y'all this. It's August, week 1 of 2022. What's different on this team? What do you see?
Offensive line. We have a running back.
Give me some players. What do you think?
I want Trent Brown at left tackle. I want a center, like a star center. I don't know who that is yet. I don't know if I'm drafting a running back. I want a star running back. And I honestly can't tell you who's got quarterback. I don't have the answer for the quarterback.
Who do you want? Who do you want, Doug? Come on now. Who do you want, bro? Who do you want?
I don't know. I wouldn't be upset with Deshaun Watson if I really wouldn't. But I don't know. I don't know who I want.
Really?
Go get Reeves in that bag.
Yeah. You can do better than that. Well, I'm gonna tell you, for me, it's got to be a left tackle. Probably Armstead from New Orleans, I would think, at this point, to protect our Deshaun Watson, to protect his blind side. I want, as far as right tackle, I would love for the Dolphins to go all in on Trent Brown, address both tackle positions, and cut Jesse Davis and make Eichenberg, put him on the bench and have him develop and have him play Jesse Davis's role as a swing tackle, right?
Yep.
And I want the Dolphins to address the interior linebacker position at some point, either by the draft or free agency. So I think if the Dolphins make those, I would even now I would say a more dynamic running back. I would love to see that. But at the end of the day, if they address the line, if they address the tackles and another year development for the interior on the line, another year development for Robert Hunt. I think Dieter can be more than serviceable at center, right? I'm a little cloudy on the left guard position. They might need to address that as well. But if you do that, I think if you go into next year with the running backs that we have already in house, I think that'll be more with Deshaun Watson. That'll be more than enough. And I think if they do that, keep Xavier Howard another year, again, address the interior position at the linebacker, I think this team, 11 wins, 10, 12 wins is very attainable, I think.
Well, I'll go next. I'd like to see Liam Eichenberg gain like 15 pounds and maybe lose a tooth in like a underground boxing match, get mean, and then slide in at guard. I'd like to not see Austin Jackson anymore. I'd like to either put him on a shelf somewhere, maybe figure out what they could do, get a couple of, veteran tackles, whether it's a left or a right. I won't tread too much on the quarterback talk because in some ways I want to, but in other ways I know that he'll never be what I want him to be. So I don't know if it's Deshaun that I want. If I had what I want, I want Aaron Rodgers. Let's get real. I want to win a Super Bowl now. And I think Aaron Rodgers and, get Devontae Adams here and somehow keep Gesicki and those kind of weapons on that offense with this coach on defense and the things they've been able to do on defense, limited but good. A lot of bright spots. There's a lot of good young talent. I think that's kind of what I want to see.
Did we get Finsanity already?
No. Listen, real talk. Give me EM's team 100%. Give me what Doug said, right? But also get me Deshaun Watson. I understand going out and getting Aaron Rodgers, but he seems like he has other priorities and he's already thinking post-retirement.
I agree.
And I do not want to be thinking 2-3 years from now, like, how are we back where we were before Aaron Rodgers? So if I can get some stability at the QB position, that's what I want. Like, that's just come on, like figure it out. Like Greer, like whoever's gonna be here, I don't know, but give me Deshaun. We can figure out everything else. Trent Brown, all those guys sound really good. Get some vets, some on the O line, so we're not looking like a team full of like young offensive linemen. And hey, Deshaun will patch up a lot of things. But listen, that is barring that he actually does handle the things he needs to handle in order for us to acquire him. Let me put that as a disclaimer. He does have to do his part in order to be on the Miami Dolphins.
I know some people that's all for y'all, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we're about to go get Devontae Adams, Deshaun Watson, a starting right tackle, a starting center, and we're also going to get a top linebacker, and a bunch of little small pieces after that. That's all this team needs. It's that simple. It ain't as big as people meant. I'm going to make it out the scene, but them 2 offensive linemen, that quarterback, and they're going to maintain a running back by committee room. Watch. They're going to maintain a room unless they find somebody in the 3rd or 4th round that they like. That's what's going to end up happening. We're going to be a better team. I know some of y'all may not want to hang out as long because we've been going for so long, but courtesy of Josh Holtz, he already got like the game film of every Tua Tagovailoa drop back. And if y'all want to stick around, we could watch just a little bit of it.
Well, I'd love to watch some.
Just to see first play of the game. See, this is what I told y'all early in the week, too. The flats are going to be wide open for Tua versus Tennessee. All game because of the zone that they run. Even on this play right away, I don't know where we go. It's probably a good play, but y'all see it right away, right? You see Duke, I don't know who that is, Duke Johnson or somebody out there wide open in the flat.
Yep.
This is that's Kirk Merritt or somebody.
Standing there.
Isaiah Ford.
Yeah, Isaiah Ford, yeah. But this is, and we still connect, and that's a big boy throw. I like the throw. This is to Parker. End around.
This one killed me with the bad block from Gaskin.
Yeah.
He just didn't block.
Look at this. This is a pro style offense. You don't see all that short stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody bailing downfield.
And he had time.
Look, he had time. If you really want to be honest, he panicked.
He's just too little. He couldn't see.
This is an internal clock that also can't believe he got this much time.
And Parker was wide open on his left side going up the sideline too.
Look at Duke Johnson clapping his hands to get the ball.
And unfortunately, I can't see because it's game film. I can't even see.
I think that's the play. But Parker, it was one. I think it was that play where, it was the one before.
So we got play action on this.
Made Duke again running off the other end.
The flat is always going to be open.
Always open. He could have checked down all day and had
that's double coverage. Again, throwing in the double coverage right there.
Man, on top and underneath. Like, what are you
doing?
Right
there.
Yeah, I mean, literally underneath, wide open.
He had him initially right away in the flat and overthrows. Look at Waddle. He better hit him too. God. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he better hit him. Oh,
no.
See, 3rd and 8 though.
But
and then put it at his feet. At his feet.
Doug, 3rd and 8. Who's around Waddle? Look at the secondary before that.
I know, right?
Look, 3rd and 8. Waddle would have been left all alone.
You didn't
That's
see.
the,
we
that's
don't know
where you
that
want
safety
him
went.
in
No, I see where the safety went. Look, the man coverage on the outside. Are you talking the safety still
No.
back behind the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage?
it looked like he cut up more, so he might have been able to come down and make that tackle.
No, look, Doug, look.
No,
Watch
not
it,
catching-
watch
you're
it.
not-
He's
no,
playing.
you're not
There
catching
ain't
Waddle.
no
in the box.
There
You're
ain't
not-
no way he
You're
can
not
catch
catching him
Waddle.
in space. You're not
No, I
catching him in
understand
space,
that,
not
but
the
then
safety.
the throw that he makes, he should have made for the first. I see what Tua is trying to do there. He doesn't want to throw it 1 yard when he needs 8, so he rolls out and he throws it where he should have.
But he
it
was
a bad
already
throw.
under pressure.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well, at least he felt that. You got to cross that right here. Waddle coming across.
but look at this.
But yeah, Matt
He
Collins
needs
wide
to make
open
this
though.
throw.
Oh,
Look,
yeah,
look,
I
He's
didn't-
been
Matt
sore.
Collins
He
is
didn't want
wide
to take any
open.
hits.
yeah, it
Matt
didn't
Collins
even
is
matter.
wide open, bro.
He got to make
He's
that
wide open.
Got to make that throw.
It's not his feet aren't open.
And they replayed this one.
Gotta make
Oh
that
my
throw.
God.
Gotta make
That's
that
crazy.
Oh.
That was a bad throw.
Number 80, number 17, number 11, Parker. That's a tight one. So everybody running the same route is he just got to pick which option
That's
you want to
good
go
D.
to. That's great defense.
That was good.
Look
D.
at these deep routes, y'all. Do y'all see this? What I'm talking about? This is your pro style offense, what you call opening it up. Look
Third
at
and 10.
everybody running straight down the field.
His time. Oh no.
Yeah, he had time.
That time
Gosh, how long does your guy right here, your tight end, got to be open before you throw the ball? I want y'all to see this.
Yeah, I wish
Right
I had
away.
22.
Boom.
Yeah, right away.
Right away. Now he's looking at his eyes. He's still looking down the field deep.
But that goes to what
He's still
Saban
looking.
said.
Now he sees the tight end, but it's too late.
He doesn't take when he does too much is when he's at his worst, and that's exactly what he said coming out of college. We've seen this again and again.
Look at this
That
pocket
time
here.
here.
Look at this pocket. Beautiful pocket.
Oh my God, that's the play I keep
Connectivity
seeing
to
in
that
my
play.
head. That play. I keep
Oh,
seeing.
this one was just bad.
That
But you
one
know
was
what?
terrible.
I
was
give
terrible.
him this one though because this is a play where he usually could throw a pick six because he knows where he. Well, never
He's going
mind.
to Waddle
Look,
there.
Waddle or Parker.
Mhm.
No,
He had them both.
Still, man, you can't be fumbling the ball like that.
I mean, it looks like they're playing in the snow. It's ugly. God, I don't even know.
Boy, they would have
sorry.
killed Tannehill for that.
It's
when
like he
was in my-
forgot what hand he was throwing it with.
I remember Tannehill versus the Cardinals in what 2018
Mhm.
when he went to throw it and the ball just squirted out of his hand.
Look, see the flat Parker with the pick. He hits it finally. But you
Mhm.
see on the other side,
Mm.
this is what you get a lot of. Where is their base on the defense? They're primarily on the right side of the film, and you got the guy creeping out. And that ain't a bad option here. That ain't a bad option. It's still a good one, and we good, and it does turn into the yards. Look at Parker. Ooh, look at
Wide
Parker.
open, yeah.
He gonna hit him. I think he gonna hit him because he still got the ball and he looking at him.
Nope.
Well, I
can't-
can't knock
I can't
to it.
see
You
the
got to
up top
consider that was
coverage.
I gotta
fourth down
watch
right
this
there.
22.
That
I
was
gotta-
fourth
So
down
what?
right there. So I
So
can't knock
what?
him for that. No,
We also
I don't
couldn't
know.
see who was
I
above
can't
him,
see.
though,
You would-
too, yeah.
All right,
would like to
all
see him-
22 will tell us.
Yeah.
You would like him to go to Parker, but bro, that's 4th and 1, and you got to get that first down. So
Yeah.
I
See,
can't
and
really
this-
knock him for that one.
This is a prime example of I told y'all whether the first read is open or not, he going there. Look at Waddle on the out route.
Look how wide his legs are.
Is
when
it
he throws
open?
that.
Is it
Yeah.
open? No matter. This is what I was telling you, Em. Remember that out route that he ran to seal that game?
Mm-hmm.
You remember like a few weeks ago that out route he ran that was a beautiful throw to seal the game to Waddle? I said I wasn't impressed by it because it's a textbook throw. Even if it wasn't open, he would have threw the ball. And this is a prime example of what I be talking about. Tua's going to throw that ball whether it's open or not because that's the read he was supposed to go to.
It always seems like the play's cut in half, doesn't it? It's only like
He
that
wanted
play right
Parker.
there.
He
Well,
got
no, it looked like that was
sitting
part of
down
the
in
play.
the zone. Doesn't go. Jaceki extends.
That should
He
have been
actually comes
intentional
back to him.
grounding.
It should have.
Yeah, it
they
should
didn't
have.
call it. And this is another example of the ball placement.
Yeah, that's
Behind him. Way behind
Should have
him.
been. Look, he got to reach back into the defender. That's the only reason they stopped it.
Well,
If it was
Damn, is that Waddle?
Is that Waddle running
breaking
out
open right-
free?
look, right,
Yeah,
right,
that's why.
right-
But it was
Not
the
every-
safety.
Oh,
on
okay,
the top.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
There's safety on the top.
Okay,
Right,
oh,
okay,
okay.
all
I
right.
was going to say. Ooh wee.
I don't like his wide leg stance when he
Yeah,
throws.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is
compensating for that hip? I think.
Good play
Good
right
throw,
here.
but what is
but
that?
again, we say good throw, but look at ball placement. The guy could have came back forward. This is right on the sideline where you're supposed to put this. Watch. See, Gesicki has to turn around and reach back. That could have been batted out easily as another incompletion, but we did get it.
Yeah, his placement has been spotty, bro.
It was the
been
worst
very
I've seen it
inconsistent.
yet this week.
You extend the play. I like it. And this was a big boy catch right here.
Yeah, it was.
Tua put it, and that was a good throw. He puts it low. See, this was the drive right here where I wanted us to actually do something because we moving the ball. I don't see anything. I remember this one. I didn't know what he was thinking.
See, that's the play. That's the play. Reason and I we were debating on Finn's side, bro. There is
Parker. You see Parker? Like, what are you doing?
He is Mike Gesicki is triple teamed on that play. There is no justification for throwing that.
Was it Gesicki or Parker?
Yeah,
looks like that. Looks like he was throwing it to
was
Hooker.
held on that play.
Watch Parker. Watch Parker. Like, bro, where were you going? Ooh, look at Waddle at the top, putting his foot in the ground on the comeback. Please hit him to him. You see Waddle?
Oh my God, wide open too.
But he might have the other side. Oh,
tip pass. He had him. He had Parker, but the pass got tipped.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's watch that lane to Parker. Let's watch that lane to Parker. You see that defender? He threw a beeline. He threw another beeline pass.
Waddle is wide.
Well, you can look. If you look at Parker, you can see he's already squatting down because the pass is low.
But forget Waddle. Even if you want to go a little more shallow on 2nd and 10, you see the flat again? But Waddle did have a better route than Parker. They're running the same route, but Waddle got his guy to bite deep better than Parker did, which he will. And Waddle would be the one you want to go with on this type of route because he's going to run it better than Parker.
Yeah, but the ball placement even was bad. As you can see, he's almost even getting ready to catch it down low.
He got tipped. It's across the middle.
That was behind him. No, that's the drop when it was.
Yeah, that was a bad throw. That was a bad throw right there.
I got to see that again. Because it was interesting. Like you have see, these are those throws right here. I feel like you got Waddle and Gesicki coming through that seam, but I don't like that both of the routes are coming by each other. But you still got the seam. They both win their inside leverage.
They kind of like run into each other. I hate that.
But I'm fine with the Parker one, though. That was a good read because that's a bigger chunk that's taking a shot. Just bad accuracy. Bad accuracy.
Off today.
Man, it started to look worse than I thought. Oh, I was scared. I was nervous as can all be in this end zone.
Oh my God.
But is Gesicki gonna round this and get open? He wanted to go there, but didn't. I want to see this one on all 22 bad.
Oh my God.
He's got Waddle down there too. Yeah, Waddle down there. Look, the bottom of the screen.
Like someone shot the football in midair.
This one was to Parker. This was a big boy catch by Parker. That was great defense.
It was behind him too.
Yeah, it was.
They caught it back.
That ball placement's been and this is the typical RPO. This is when they tried to do a little more. But third quarter, remember, this is the first sign of real RPO you seeing in the third quarter.
Too little,
after
too late.
A whole drive. And they actually start moving the ball here. This one I thought we had hope. See the fake handoff? See the flat, y'all? See the flat again? Watch the flat on this right away. You see? But we opened it up. Ooh, nice. I like what he did on this one. This was one of his better. Remember, I said two throws I love: the Smythe and the Waddle post.
Here's the inconsistency.
This was the Smythe one.
Yeah,
he can.
San Fran shoot him up in the zone all day, just like that last week.
Look at the flat.
Why would they roll him out to the right though?
That's what I would ask. What were they doing?
I want y'all to look at this flat. Look at the flat. Duke all by himself over there. If that's Duke, you see him on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Why
is going like this too?
3-yard pass in front of you because they roll you out to the right. Ugh.
And now we want to get back to that short stuff.
What's the point of that play?
To get his head taken off.
Mac Hollins coming across. but this is where he
got
got
gobbled
sacked.
up. Yeah, he got
Let me
gobbled.
see what happened in this. Back to pass under pressure.
Davis.
So will you get this one to the O-line? But have you seen any other ones where you really want to credit the O-line?
No.
Look at all them dropbacks we done already been through.
I thought
and
the
this
O
is
did
the
all right.
first. I'm sure they had somewhere he was pressured, but this is the first obvious play where an O-line issue. And this is why I be telling people, stop talking about the O-line. They not great, but they ain't bad. There's still plays.
They didn't look
be
as
made.
bad as they have today. That's for sure. They were pretty decent.
Parker, nice read.
Sailed
See,
behind
that's the
him.
one.
Way
I
behind
thought I was
him.
gonna be saying, and look, they sold out on the run. See, this is what you want a
Gesicki's
run
down at the
game
bottom,
for.
too.
But even if you got a run game, if you're gonna get this from Tua, it don't matter. That's a prime example. If you're gonna get that from Tua, then it doesn't matter. Look at everybody reaching the second level. See, this is that zone stuff I'm talking about. I don't know what's happening in the secondary, but when they're running zone and you see this many guys pass the linebackers automatic, you got windows. And we go to the most guarded person, look like, well, I don't know, maybe he gonna throw it further. He goes to the
right.
Now, Duke made a heck of a play, but you go to the most guarded person on the field.
That's read one.
I got to see that all 22 at the bottom with Gesicki because the safety came up on the other guy.
I think that was Smythe at the bottom.
I hate this play so much.
I
don't know what this was, bro.
And this
Desperation
is
is
why I was
what
bringing
that
up the coaching
was.
for calling this crap. Like,
That's
desperation.
That's Tua can't make a pass and we done with it. Now, mind y'all, I want y'all to think about this play. Look at how many people Tennessee sends. And the O-line does the best they can. Look how many people Tennessee send. 4, 5, 6. They send 6. And
who's that at the bottom of the screen?
7.
And look at the running back. He hits him out of the backfield. Good job, Tua. Gets a little something.
Why just stop?
Parker, right there. Bam, nice.
There you go.
That was a good one by Tua. Great read there. It all happens fast. Good job by him. Gesicki on the other side. Hit him right now. He waits time, but this is the deep ball, so okay. We know what that does.
Well, you see when he takes that double step up, it's almost like he stayed in his drop back rhythm to hit that deep ball. I've seen him hit the deep ball. It's the same thing. It's the 1-2 step up on it.
And they said, and this is what you call a stagger route. And I told y'all the only way that we eat is on the deep ball is when we run stagger routes. They got to make a decision. You either come for Parker, or you come for Waddle. And Waddle with his speed already got you off. And if you notice Waddle's speed, he actually slowed down right here.
Yeah, he did.
Tracking,
yes, he did.
Tracking.
Yeah, he was worried about hitting that sideline too.
I hated this play.
Tua just ain't even looking, bro.
I mean, he didn't want to throw it.
I think there was 2 routes out there too.
Yeah, but this
Stop
is
the
pretty,
trick plays.
I gotta
is
see the
pretty
alternate
tough,
too. I
man.
want to know who's downfield.
Matt
Are they
Collins
that
down.
covered?
Yeah, it literally was 2 routes out there. Everyone else was in blocking or the trick play.
Yeah, you got to see the
Yeah,
all
it's an
22
ugly
to see
play.
what they were doing deep.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
All right.
3 defenders there.
Waddle on that out. We go deep. See, you just throwing plays away.
I guess that was
miscommunication.
miscommunication. Yeah, it had to be, right?
He probably thought he was going corner. He went post and just.
You see Waddle, and I'm used to Tua hitting Waddle on that fake in and going out because this is his bread and butter. Go out, he beat him with his speed, even though the defender's close.
Yep. There's still 3 defenders around Parker. Why are you throwing?
And also, you got Gesicki peeling off on that, but whatever.
I think they confused their routes or something. I think Parker ran Gesicki's route on that
Do
one.
y'all see how many routes are downfield?
Oh my god!
Yeah, well, it's late in the game. They got desperate. They couldn't even stick with no running or nothing. That's 4th and 11 right there.
And then Parker gets flagged for yelling at the ref.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I got to see the all 22 on this as well because it looked
Look
like
at
Waddle. Waddle is the one that's coming across.
Breaking open.
Waddle was the one breaking open
If
across.
he continues on that post, bro.
Yeah, there's nobody there. He just got to get upfield. Look at him.
No one.
No, he's asking for the flag there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Should have been, especially on fourth down.
Screen pass. What we do to get
I think I
Waddle the
stopped
ball.
watching at this point.
I this is right
know,
when I
right?
quit watching.
I was
did.
interacting with the live stream at this point. I stopped watching.
This is when they actually start dropping balls, though, because the game was over.
yeah,
24 to
They
3.
checked out. They clearly
checked
checked
out.
out.
Oh, well, I
They checked
started
out.
yelling at my
First time I
dad.
seen the team quit.
Waddle
Clearly
right
checked
here is where you hit Waddle. I don't know what we were
Cover.
thinking. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is proof right here that we're not reading the field that way. You see Waddle, even though it's 3rd and 8, Waddle catches that and gets to the sideline and for the first down.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a first down, but still, was that the best option? Another drop.
Yeah,
This reminds me of Buffalo last year. Look at Parker. Please hit him. Thank you. Bang, bang.
Behind him, but that's all right. Defender was coming. It was way too late.
It was behind. It was going to be behind him if it was no defender. Gesicki in the zone. Now they running heavy.
it's all garbage time, bro.
Yeah, they're all playing deep. Well, they're playing man right there, but
You know what that was.
I think he expected that corner, that sideline throw to Parker, and Parker ran a curl. Yeah, he was expecting Parker to. You remember when he throws that sideline one to him and kind of catches it, gets his toes in?
So let's see if there was some type of pre-snap communication.
No.
Oh, this ain't the play. It's the next one.
nothing.
He
I
was
don't know.
frustrated at that point.
Yeah, Parker was too. You know what? Let me tell y'all this about this pass that was picked off, that the tight end dropped. Let me say this. I want y'all to look at this. Stop right here. I want y'all to look at that tight end in the middle of the field, okay? Tua threw this late too. Look at the tight end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anticipation. Bam, right here, we should be firing. You see how he passing that linebacker? That half a second, he has to wait there. You see how he was waiting?
Yeah, he got it back in his zone, backstepped the whole way right to where he needed to be. But do you think that's Tua not being tall enough or not having enough arm strength to get the ball where it needs to be, right in that perfect zone pocket? Because I've seen him do it.
I mean,
You gotta catch
Gesicki's
that,
going.
too.
Yeah, you got to catch it, but
Yeah,
it should have been a bullet that Gesicki was still running.
That's right. I don't ever see him hit nobody on the run.
That's pretty much it, man.
Oh man. Oh, I just.
So it don't look
I just-
good in game time. You can only imagine all 22 only makes it look worse, to be
My
honest.
eyes are
Are
gonna
you
burn.
doing it this week?
Huh?
Are you going to do it this week?
I don't think it's fair to Tua.
You don't want me to send it to you?
I'm
You gonna do
serious.
5 more things you like about him in the video too?
I'll send it to
No.
you, and you can decide what you want to do with it.
No,
fair
TD.
to do.
No. If you don't do it for anybody, do it for these fans, bro, because they need to see it. You know what I mean? The ones
No,
that
we should do it together, bro.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Torture.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do it. I'm down.
Now I'm
So-
nitpicky. Now
Do
I
it
don't
for-
know. I don't know, y'all. I just have to see because I'm doing a lot of traveling this week. Y'all know I co-parent, so the Christmas holiday is over. So my 3 of my kids, they're going back home. So
Mhm.
it
Spend
is what
some
it is.
good
I gotta
time.
do some traveling. So so I'll be in your neck of the woods for one day on Wednesday, EM.
on Wednesday this week.
Yeah, I'll be down there on Wednesday, but I'll be coming right back about 8 hours after I get there. So
Okay.
we'll see. If I get the
figure
time, I
something
will. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see what time we got, man. But listen,
That's what's
man. At the conclusion of it all, at the end of the day, it looks like Taysom Hill is better than Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh man.
Chris Sims was right. And everybody needs to go to Chris Sims' Twitter and apologize and
You're out of
tell
your
him he was right.
I even said he had like a 4-pack on his forehead, picking at him because he looks like he got 4 abs
Wow.
on his head.
Oh,
And now-
you know what we didn't do today?
Hmm.
Nobody did this today. Every week we hear a lot of people do it, and I don't know if you've done it yet, Doug. I haven't, and I'm guilty of it, and it shocked me. It crossed my mind. I haven't gotten a single Tua grade from anybody today.
No.
Every week, everybody throws out grades, but we all skipped over that.
I didn't grade it.
But you're on the spot. Everybody, I need your grade. Give me a 2 grade.
D.
D minus.
Boy, y'all generous.
Well, because he still made some plays. He still drilled the ball. That's the only reason. If we didn't get on their side of the field as much as we did, I would give him an F. But
I mean, he didn't score a touchdown, did he?
Yeah, we still moved the ball. So he still made some of the throws.
D for Doug. D for Doug. EM?
I'm gonna go with a D, bro. I'm gonna go to D.
Interesting. Excuse me.
You know, T, I was just thinking about something, and I was about to really start cracking up. It's definitely a D. But remember when you said that the Monstars stole Tua's talent?
Oh my god.
Maybe when Ian Book exchanged pleasantries, Ian Book transferred some of his talent to Tua, because that was just as bad.
Doug, somebody had me die laughing one week, and I'm trying not to think of the joke right now, even though I'm gonna say it, because it'll have me die laughing again. They said the aliens from Space Jam stole Tua talent, bro. Bro, I couldn't, bro. It just hit hard that week when it did. It hit hard, and it was just the funniest thing ever, bro.
Some glowing football somewhere.
Oh my gosh!
You remember how big ass were all the 2 years are trying to get it back?
That was fun. Vincent, oh Lord, Doug.
Oh my god!
Doug, don't laugh too hard. They're gonna come after you.
I'm gonna wake the baby up if I laugh too hard.
No, don't do that. Then the wife's coming after you.
What was that grade, Finsanity?
I gave him a D.
Chris, what's your grade, man? What's your grade, Chris?
I can't give him an F because that would be a failure. And although it was an epic failure, I still got to give him something. So I give him a D minus, man. It was, and I like the kid, so it sucks to give him such a terrible grade.
All
but
these Tua haters.
It was worth it, man. I mean, I don't know.
You dare.
As y'all know, I've been giving Tua for the last 7 games. It's always been like B minus, C plus. It's been a lot of those. But today we got to get that man a W for Watson. He gets the W.
TD Madison goes in rotation.
He was not on the scale today because you know why? You can't fairly grade him because this was the game where all the marble, like, I want y'all to think about it. Whether you're a Tua near or not, or a supporter of Tua because he's a Dolphin or not, this was the game that would cement either side's argument.
100%.
That's right.
100%.
I told y'all at the beginning of the game, today you will either love Tua or strongly dislike him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you gonna get out of today.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna either love him or strongly dislike him. And I told Ian Finsanity all week. Oh, he gonna get embarrassed, whatever. But he had, every time we come up to this, if y'all notice, even last year, he's had the opportunities every time. This is your game. We could have still lost by 10, 14 points, but come out. Like, I want y'all to think about this. We lose, right? By 14 points, right? But all his misfires was as accurate as they've been in the previous week.
Mm-hmm.
You at least were respectable.
Yep.
It's the taste left in your mouth.
As a matter of fact, here's the issue with the game overall. This is why Tua actually, for the first time, has a huge part in why we lost. Not the only reason, but a huge part in it, right? Here's why. Because had you actually made those throws at a percentage that you usually make them, Tennessee wouldn't have put up 34 points, 35, whatever they put up.
No.
They might have been a 20-point team and would have been in the fourth quarter still fighting to possibly have a win. Because we would have drove down the field more. We would have made more plays. Hey, I want y'all to really look at the film we just saw. Look at how many misreads, or forget the misreads. I actually say he read it better this time because he took the deeper route than the underneath most of the time, and it was open, just misfired.
Bad throws. Terrible throws.
So had you hit them, I could see this team today putting up 20 points at least. I could see that have possibly have happened today if he actually was more efficient with the ball, accurate. And don't forget, they dropped like 3 picks today.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget that. Let's say 2. I thought it was 3, but I'm going to say 2. They dropped some picks today. And when he threw that one to the safety where the safety actually set his hands to catch it.
Hooker.
Still, that was bad because he still dropped it. The safety saw it. The safety set his hands. The safety said, yeah. Oh. I said, that's the one that he throws every game. And lucky him, it wasn't converted. He won't have another one. But he did have the other one because the tight end flopped it off his leg or whatever. But I don't put that on him, whatever. Even though I put everything on him because I was just mad. But that's what matters in this game. If you were just your regular accurate self in a pro style offense, might I add, what is it that he has a rhythm in the RPO, but in a pro style, he gets some of the same open looks and just can't fire?
That's the
Something's
question I was
wrong.
wondering.
So he had an opportunity to show himself. Like, we could have lost in a thriller, and that would have been respect for him. But we put up 3 points, and I like to give most of that credit to Duke Johnson on that drive. Because he got sacked on that drive too, that shouldn't even happen. But the pocket was closing, but he had Hollins and Waddle on quick slants. And I'm sorry, man. At the end of the day, Tua still can get better as a quarterback, but his ceiling keeps dropping. That's what you got to pay attention to. His ceiling keeps dropping. Yes, I am not going to sit here and act like this man can't get better as a quarterback. Obviously, right? But his ceiling keeps dropping. And the main reason his ceiling keeps dropping because no matter what he gets better at, his inconsistencies looks like they're going to be an ongoing issue. Oh, I saw him do this now, but you still ain't seeing it consistently.
He doesn't have that elite arm strength to make up for all that, too. That's the worst part about it.
Or the athleticism or decision making to actually use his legs at times.
That's true.
And above all, Tua Tagovailoa, man, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the Miami Dolphins are stuck in a situation where this year and this year alone is the only year you're going to have other options.
That's the truth.
So all this, give him one more year. The problem with giving him one more year is after this year, you'll never have a quarterback carousel the way that you have right now. So I'm not opposed to giving the kid more time. The problem is we are limited in our decision-making time.
It's almost the result's the same if you do stick with him because
you ain't got you don't have an out if it turns out bad.
Out.
If you decide next year, yeah, we'll move on. You're screwed.
Yep.
So that's the downfall for Tua Tagovailoa. I know people say, yeah, but you could just go back in the draft is better talent there. No, because this team is still good enough to win 10+ games next year. This team is good enough to go to the playoffs with Tua now, but you found out today it ain't going to amount to nothing in the playoffs when you play the best competition. I mean, we won 7 in a row against who?
Ian Book.
Look at who we struggled against, y'all. The Jets we struggled.
Yeah, we did.
Matter of fact, we got a second look at the Jets, and he looked worse in that second game. So the time Miami's going to make this decision, I think the decision is already made. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. I think right now, we have already entered the offseason because we mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. We are officially in the offseason. This is all about the future. If I was Miami, I would even be extra wise and shut certain players down for next week. That's just the reality. If you really think about it, Miami should shut certain players down. Look at the bright side. Because you get an ACL next year, you don't know if you're gonna have a guy to start the season. You don't need none of that drama. Certain guys, you might as well sit.
I would sit Byron Jones and Xavier Howard. That way I can get a look at Noah and Trill Williams.
True.
Next week.
I like Trill.
Would you sit Waddle?
Yes.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know. I want him to break the rookie.
I will come out. I will come out and make sure he hit that record in the first quarter and sit him down.
Let him get his record and then sit him.
It'd be hard to sit him though, man. You know he wants to play.
I would sit Christian Wilkins and Mike Gesicki because they may be traded.
Yep.
We don't need those issues for sure.
Man, I hope I don't see a team sitting guys like Mike Gesicki next week. That's going to be hard to football to watch, man. And I understand the politics and the stuff about it, but man, oh man, it's going to be.
It's about the long term,
though,
bro.
You think Dolphins Twitter was going off before?
It's about the long term, though, bro.
I agree.
I would say Ogbah. I would just
think they're going to pay Ogba?
I don't know.
They really should.
I don't know.
Should, but I don't.
I think he's the more of the priority on this team. They need to.
He's the priority.
I would say Raekwon Davis. I mean, it's a lot of guys that I would actually sit. I would sit. I would sit Javon Holland.
I bring up a lot of those practice squad guys.
Yeah.
What Dokes has.
Kurt Merritt.
I'd love to see some Dokes.
Kurt Merritt.
I love Kurt Merritt. I think he should get some more chances. It'd be nice to see a couple of those guys. But we can't see him with Brissett out there. We know that. You know, that's
we ain't got nothing to prove against New England. We don't have anything to prove.
Yeah, but don't Dolphin fans want to at least see us play spoiler, which I'm sick of seeing?
Did the 49ers win today?
Yeah, we already won. Yeah. I'll tell you.
I know. I agree 100% for Saturday. I don't care about. We already beat New England. We got our win the first week. I'm good with that.
Yeah, it ain't nothing to prove, y'all.
Well,
it does no good.
The Tuaneers will be coming out talking how we're going to win because Tua never lost to Belichick.
Man, at this point, I would sit Tua.
Yeah, you blow that knee out, you can't trade nothing now.
What are you going to learn in this last game?
I don't know. Maybe they could rise his stock by somehow.
No, why take that chance, especially if New England is going for a first-round bye? Why take that chance?
So the Eagles, essentially our pick is 14, and then the 49ers, which is our pick now, is 22.
22. So we got the 20. Well, we're not going to pick that pick, but so Houston got number 22.
Check that.
If they get knocked out of the playoffs, it'll probably go down to like 18.
All right, but they're not going to get knocked out, are they?
I don't know.
It's almost like we kept our pick in some ways because it's like the same area we're always keeping, even though this year it's going to be probably our pick's going to be top 12, 14, you said?
I'm not sitting two of them.
Right
what's our pick, Doug?
Yeah, what was our pick?
The one that the Eagles have is 14.
14. Mm.
And then 14. The one that we have.
I'm sorry. 14 and 22 make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, it does.
What was the Cowboys' pick when they moved up to get Parsons?
I think it was 16.
Wasn't it 15 or something? I think the Patriots were 16 with Mac.
Yeah. It was somewhere right around there.
So 14 makes a huge difference. But hey, we lost that battle. But it ain't that we still picked up another first and a second out of it, so it ain't a big deal. And we got Waddle.
What kind of we know Houston doesn't go ahead, Doug.
The 49ers right now are sitting in the number 6 seed, but they don't clinch the playoffs yet. So
what happens with their situation? What can keep them out?
And the Saints. So if they lose and the Saints win, I think the Saints get the 6th seed and the 49ers are out.
Who the 49ers play?
I'll tell you right now.
It has to be someone in division.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Arizona.
Which they already clinched, and I think they already clinched the division.
Yeah, but you still got
Rams,
people over there fighting for the top.
The
Rams. You still got that top spot that matters over there.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me
and the Saints are playing the Falcons?
Hold on. What's the San Francisco record right now?
9-7.
9-7. Mm-hmm. Well, this might be something we need to go after.
Because if they go 9-8, we go 9-8. It'll come down to coin toss or strength of schedule, and we might have a higher pick.
We might need to go get it, man.
Because that Rams team, they're still playing for the division, I think.
Yeah, all right, fellas, man, I'm out.
Y'all all right, man. Good, we all about to get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all coming through.
Bye for Saturday. We'll see you soon, darling.
Great conversation. I will see y'all later tomorrow or this week. Appreciate all y'all, man. Love y'all. See y'all soon.
Thanks.
Shout out to Rip Tupac back in the chat.
Yes, and we're gonna have a stream this week. We got to get together and name our fantasy winner. Fantasy football is officially over, so we'll name them this week. We'll do a stream about it, and congratulations to the winner. I will talk about that on another stream though. It's time to go to bed right now. But yes.
Facts.
All right,
Good night,
Fitz
everybody.
Anthony. Love you, sis.
Love you too, bro.
All right. All right, y'all. We will see y'all soon. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was a great show tonight. Pretty long, but it was worth it, man. Listen, man, I just been trying to tell y'all the truth all this time. And I always tell y'all, time will tell. Every time we get in these arguments, I tell y'all, time will tell. Time always tells. I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all. Peace.